as your heist took a while. Not like a crazy amount longer because the group had a bit longer to go to get to Marielle's, but we'll come back round to you when you enter the scene, as it were. So let me just switch this up here. Transition. And I don't have an image for Marielle's house, but what we'll do is we'll switch to here, which is an overview of Willow's Edge. Brilliant. All right. Marielle clears her throat. So one of you can carry Fiddle's reward for him. Let me go get the necklaces for all of you. And she takes a moment and eyes each one of you up individually, and then she wanders off to a back room where you can hear shuffling and movement of objects. Is anyone doing anything whilst she is gone? Saying anything?
No, Theo's waiting patiently. He's a good boy.
Does anyone else have a grey screen?
Yes?
Is that a yes or a no? Don't just
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
It's an affirmative.
Alright, let me
Affirmative.
drag you over here. And then we'll drag you back in a moment.
It's alright, I can see it on stream.
Yeah, I could see it on the screen as well, but we'll need to sort it at some point.
Yeah. I've sent you all over there, and then when you eventually load into there, let me know, and then I'll go reverse. It's not too much of an issue. Still of mind. Right
I loaded
here.
in, and it's grey.
Cool.
Just so you know.
Alright. We may end up having to do a restart, which is fucking fantastic, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, just to re-emphasize, you're currently in Marielle Riversong's house, or cottage, as it were. It's got a fairly nice courtyard, sort of a slabbed area, plants going around the sides, a bubbling fountain in the center of the courtyard, and then a medium-sized door, not too big, but also not too small for everyone else. She is a gnomish elder of the village, and the whole interior is filled with different pieces of her life, as it were. She's been around for a fairly long time, and there's art pieces. You can see things made out of bones, you can see things made out of wood, bits and pieces of metal sort of artwork as well. There's flowers, there's portrait sort of like drawings of herbs along the walls. There's also then the small kitchen, and you guys are out sitting on a fairly long table, fairly low down, out in the conservatory area without the glass, as it were. Just like wooden palace, like covering above. I can't remember the name of it. And so she's walked off, and then you hear her sort of waddling back, the scuffing of feet, and she's got a small wooden case. Yes. All right then, dearies. One for each of you. And she's going to look at them, and they're these sort of laid out in this box in different compartments. Very sort of not crazily different looking necklaces made out of fish bones, reeds, and a few other materials. And she's going to pick up the first one and say, "Oh, yes, I think this would go well for you. How was it?"
Yes.
Here you go. This is what we call the ebb and flow. And
Thank you very much.
it's a fun party trick, but maybe in your case it could actually be, life-saving. And I've posted what it is in the chat. And she pulls out the next one.
Oh, snap.
And for you...
To Jesus.
To wine! Oh.
I bet I can't drink that.
No, but you make a shit ton of money. Figgle, for you, I think... Tell me if I'm wrong, but I've got this for you. It's called the Mist Caller's Veil. And it's this wispy river grass sort of twined together that would sort of fit fairly comfortably. And they look fucking well made for what materials they're made out of. And you can see there's small bone beads around the edges, and like they must be made out of like the skull of fishes and stuff, because or like bigger boned fish or whatever, because like these are fairly big beads refined down in slightly varying colors of gray and white. It'll allow you to potentially escape situations which might be a bit dire.
Did you name these?
Yes.
Are there more than one?
What do you mean?
Well, you called it Miss Caller's Veil. Is there more than one Miss Caller's Veil?
She like looks a bit puzzled. I mean, I make similar ones if needed, but they each take a long time to do.
Okay.
Why is that?
Just curious.
Okay. Theo. For you. From one small person to another, sometimes it can get a bit dangerous out there, and you don't seem like you're the safest person, so perhaps this will be of use. It's called the River's Reflection. It will allow you to cause an illusion, and she smiles. That will force things to potentially attack the illusions instead of you.
Okay. Oh, thanks very much.
And then she turns to Malachi. And for you, she like stares you up and down and looks at the two last remaining necklaces. I get a weird vibe from you, I do, but seems like you might be a man of action.
Everyone gets a weird vibe from me.
Maybe you're weird.
Yes, I am weird.
Weird can be
Very
good.
strange.
This one's called Serene Waters. And it's got a like just a fairly normal, like unspecial patterned reed sort of loop, whatever you call it, and then at the bottom there's an attached riverstone that is just polished black, completely black, and then within it there's etched like patterns across it that look sort of similar to what you'd imagine like the rib bones of like a fish to be, just sort of in a different sort of, there's no real unique, like it's just weird sort of patterns on there. This might allow you to jump into action a bit faster at times if you need. Be careful though, it has got some drawbacks. Oh, first enter in the wrong thing. You will need to add these to your inventories separately because I have not made them in there. So. And
Goes in equipment, right? That's how you.
yes, equipment, and then you make it and then change it under details to trinket. Fiddle's not here yet, but I've got one for him. You said he was coming, right? Or
I'll hold on to it.
okay, here you go, and hand you Fiddle's one. This one's current resilience, one that may help, and it's one I'm wearing currently, a similar one anyway. Helps protect your mind against some potential negative effects, or positive as well. There you go. They are one use that will turn to water and trickle away after a use, but they're very special and unique to our village, and we don't tend to give them out. after we've done our ritual, if it goes through, I may well be able to sell you more in the future. And maybe make more specific ones, but that's whiles off. Oh, you did such a wonderful job, actually. And you took so much damage and faced those horrible creatures. Here, take some of my special heal and tea blend. And she goes over to her, like one of her counters, pulls a key out of one of her pockets, turns it, and you can hear like a metallic lock, like mechanism, like clinking, and then opens it. And you can see there's a few different containers in there. She reaches in, pulls out a. This would be like a reed like box, as it were, and she transfers essentially a certain amount of her blend into another sort of like box, a satchel, and comes back over. Who should I give this to? It's my special heal and tea blend.
I have a feeling myself, so someone else.
I can look after the tea.
It will need to be taken and drank hot and sipped over an hour, but it will be good for recovering from a fight.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take some tea.
So if you type in into the item search bar, secret blend, it should come up with Marielle's secret blend. Essentially what that does is and she'll give you 2 units of it, so you have 2 quantities. So Marielle's secret blend of heal and tea needs to be served hot and sipped over a short rest to gain its benefits. Each creature that consumes at least a unit of tea will heal for 2d10 plus 6. 1 unit will, or 1 quantity will serve 4 creatures. You can stack them out drunk, just be careful of over-ingestion. And you currently have 2 quantities of it, so
cool.
Keep that in mind. You can add 2 to your thing.
Yep, got it.
And just to check, has anyone loaded into the image at all?
No.
No, it's still great for me.
Fucking bugs. If I click this button, does it go black?
Yes.
Yep.
If I click this button, what does it do?
Great.
Great.
Yeah, okay. What did that just do for you?
Made a slightly smaller grey
Oh,
box.
I loaded in.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Circular square.
Okay.
Loaded in again.
And is there an image there?
Yeah, it's the village.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay.
I'm in.
Awesome. So, Fiddle, this is around the time you'd come up towards Marielle's house or cottage. Would you go knock on the door, or what are you doing?
Do I know that they're in there?
Yeah.
Still? Then I'll just walk in, probably.
Going, yeah, you just open the door and walk in.
Make myself at home.
Yeah, you just like jaunt straight in. Marielle's like, "Oh, welcome. Your friend's got your reward. Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. What's the reward?
Oh, it's a necklace and some heal and tea. Quite lovely.
Sounds lovely.
And fiddle his necklace.
The necklace should help protect you against potential harmful intrusions. So,
How do I add that? Sorry?
you'll need to go to your inventory.
Yeah. Loot, would it be?
This would be equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, so new equipment. I'll just then just change the name of it. I've just changed it to a trinket, and then you just add the text and the name to it, and that'll be fine. I do wonder. We've obviously talked a bit about the commune and everything. I am concerned with it, especially with an added element. And at this point, Theo, you hear in your head, or rather, it seems like she's saying this out loud, but for everyone else, you do not hear this. Can't trust them. Can't trust them. Their music still lingers. And she's talking. It's something odd. The bards that were here, their music had a strange effect on everyone. I don't know if you felt it. I also heard reports of them using, well, illegal magic as it were, but that's... She like shakes her hand. Yeah, miss, but dirty magic to sorts, but they used it on you, Malachi. Although from the sounds of things, it might have been needed. And her voice like gets a bit more sharp. I'm not sure why you're so angry, Malachi, but do not hurt the innocent folk of this village. They've done nothing wrong.
The spell not needed, my actions uncalled for indeed. I was trying to get away. I've apologized to the young girl already.
She's just not nodding. Yes. That's good.
Yes. I assume they meant well, but their intervention only caused unnecessary action.
Well, I guess we'll never know truly what would have happened otherwise, but anyway, the band, the bardic group known as the Crescendo is gone. Everyone woke up in the morning and, well, felt like shit, almost like they were hungover, which for a lot of them makes sense, but even Matilda was feeling rather shit. And I've got a sinking feeling they had something to do with the disappearance of the commune. They had powerful magic.
Yes.
Do you have any idea? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I was just on a little ramble myself.
I was just going to say, do you have any idea where the band might have gone? Did they say where they were heading next, or?
No one saw them leave. Thinking about it, no one saw them come.
Interesting.
We were just middle of celebrating, and they showed up in the town circle and played good music.
They sang about coming from Sea Haven, I think. Didn't they sing something about they've been in Sea Haven? Maybe I'm misremembering.
Most people in this area have, though, to be fair.
Wasn't that an old song?
I don't know. I was too busy drinking and playing cards by that point. I wasn't really listening.
Is anything missing this morning?
Or anyone?
Not that we know of, but that's a good point. We should check. Oh dear. Okay. I'll sort that. But they're a strange group of individuals. I mean, that elf was, or half elf was very weird looking, and I mean, people look all different shapes and sizes, but I'm not seeing them around. And there's a tiefling as well, and tieflings are not a thing we see here.
Well, that's at least something. Maybe we can track them down.
And do what? You saw how powerful they are. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, just ask him some questions. I wasn't saying track him down and murder him. I was just saying we could track him down and, no one around here seems to know anything, so maybe they do.
I'd be careful.
Yeah.
You do remember we got a task, Theo? We can't stay here forever. What about Thistledale?
Maybe if they're powerful enough, they could help us. Maybe they know something about curses, or I don't know.
If they were powerful enough to help us, they wouldn't be musicians.
Unless the musician is just a ruse, a disguise, a way for them to travel unhindered by organizations.
One of them was a frost gnome, none of which would also be around here.
Where do they normally come from?
Maybe they're all disguised and not actual wearing their own forms.
Anyone who wants to and is... Anyone who's proficient... Actually... Yeah, anyone who's proficient in history can make a roll with advantage. Anyone not proficient in history, just make a normal roll. See if you can...
I think I'm pretty good at history.
I'm not.
I am.
Oh.
Roll with advantage.
Oh,
Nice.
so close.
Oh, I got a 17. I'll take
I
that.
am.
Let me roll for her as well. So, everyone but Figgle and Theo, or this is actually variable. So Malachi and Howden, well, actually, start at the very bottom. Figgle and Theo, no idea. Like, they're a gnome. I mean, they're an ice gnome. Maybe they're from somewhere cold, or maybe who knows. For Howden and Malachi, you don't think they at least originate from this continent. There's very few areas that would support their usual climate they like to be in, and they can be quite particular. For Fiddle and also for Marielle, you'd know that they would be from Everdon, which is the continent to the far east, in which the Luminary Court is currently at war with. I think...
Can I tell everyone what I know?
Go on then,
Or
say
is
it.
she going to tell everyone?
Role play it.
You've just said they're from Everdorn, I think?
I did, yeah.
And they're at war with...
The Luminary Court, which
The
is...
Luminary-
You're
Luminary
you're
Court.
part of the Luminary Court Empire.
We're at war with them.
Well-
And that's all... Well, that's all I know.
Role play it out, how are you saying it, who are you saying it to, or something.
Probably just whisper it to Figgle, because he'd be the loudmouth who'd shout it to everyone else. And just be like, do you know about... do you know where they're from? And he'd be like, well, go on. Do you know where they're from?
I've got no clue.
Well, they're from Everdorn. Do you know
Where's
where
that?
is?
No.
Well, it's somewhere over yonder, and they're currently at war with us, I think.
How much does Figgle know about this war, Tom?
I would say you would all be aware that it's going on, but has little effect on you guys. It's been going on for a long time, at least
Do we know the
100
reason
years.
for the war?
It's multifaceted, but from your level of understanding, it would be from to do with potentially a power grab. From the propaganda and stuff you've heard, is that they're trying to invade and take over the land and kill and harm. And within that as well, part of the propaganda would be, and to try and... How do I put this and understanding of a you'd know that they're spoken of as heathens against the deities, the gods, and they practice worship to unlawful deities, as it were.
Mm.
Does anyone else know about Everdawn? I've not heard of it.
There.
But I was going to ask, what's in terms of like the kind of gods they worship? Is that something I would know about?
Roll a religion check for me.
Never when I need it. Never when I actually want it. Heartbreaking.
You're really far away. The propaganda and stuff you would have heard, or like news rather, you would know of it as propaganda. It's just like the wrong gods praying to those looking to do wrong. But there's never like you've not seen any mention of like specific things. Like you don't get like a newsletter. This is all like word of mouth and like Chinese whispers from 8,000 like miles away. Like it dribbles down, and so there's like a certain level, but yeah, Thistledale is not the place to get news from. So you're cut off from any sort of up to date information.
Marielle,
Yes.
do you worship a god?
Yes, we pray to Morpheus.
Who's that?
Oh. It's the deity that around sleep, rest, some say dreams. Although those who pray to Somnia, see otherwise.
Is everyone here?
But it's a difficult thing. We're not. Videntia is our main deity of the land, but Morpheus is one that is tied to our traditions, which the luminary courts that pass. But we have to be careful.
Okay.
Individuals potentially from Everdawn. I have no idea what's going on over there. We don't get much news here.
It kind of rules out the idea of them hiding, though, doesn't it? Because if you were trying to hide as a group of traveling musicians, you wouldn't disguise yourselves as two races or two people that wouldn't be easily hidden.
Well, you say that.
That's true.
When you disguise yourself as something surprising, the thing that people are interested in is the fact that you're surprising, not where you might be in reality.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if we're trying to track them down and we know that one of them's an ice gnome and one of them's a tiefling, then pretty hard to not notice those.
I'll give you that one.
Well,
just a thought.
Either way, I would. Could you go and check out and see if the commune's truly gone and if there's any issues? We've had our own people, but you seem fairly proficient, and I just have a sinking feeling. I don't know. Maybe the bards are there. If they are, be careful. If they're able to deliver such powerful effects across a village or mass group of people, should be careful. I mean, the commune are not good people to us, but we weren't always the perfect neighbours either, and a lot of resentment for them stealing our land and disrupting our traditions. But it's complex.
What do we do if we see the bards there?
I truly have no idea. This
Okay.
is out of my depth. I don't have much else I can reward you with, but if you help get to the bottom of this. If you need healing and I'm around, I'll see what I can do.
So why was the commune so harsh to you guys? I mean, didn't both sides pray to the goddess of dreams? Why did you hate each other?
See her face just sort of like scrunch
Noticeable
up.
side eye to Hal.
So many they're very different, and one is of the Discordian pantheon. They had different values and wants compared to us, and they moved in like a, you know, alien shrubbery or whatever it may be, and shoved their way into our swampland, or marshland, whatever you want to call it. And, well, they were just very standoffish, wanted their own things, their own way, and had undue effects on our traditions, for whatever reason. We've not been able to figure out why. But now they're gone, potentially it's improved, but although the gods may have some crossovers, they're also fairly different.
Well, yeah, I think we can check out the commune anyway, right? That's what we were planning to do anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we'd be more than
Yes.
happy to go and have a look.
Make sure to be safe. I don't know what else to suggest. I'm no adventurer. I'm no master of, you know, working out these problems. None of us are. And if you do see anything that indicates that it was potentially to do with the village, then keep it quiet and let me know. If there is rot amongst the village, then we'll need to deal with it as such.
In the meantime, I suggest you do inventory on the village and make sure nothing was thieved by those bards.
Indeed. Right. I best get to it and check that no one was taken and nothing was either. I'll walk you to the village, I suppose. And she walks over to the door, opens it, and waits.
Yeah, I'll
Ollie.
walk behind her and just, when she opens the door, just walk on through.
What about everyone else?
I'll
I'm
also
fine.
leave.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
gonna walk next to Hal.
Yep. You guys start making your way back into the village. Take like 10 minutes or so.
On the way,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hal. How common is it for a harmonious god to be in the same land as a Discordian one?
Can I do a roll on that? Because or is that something I would just because
You would just know.
like
Um,
Durandal doesn't have like a. So I know my god doesn't have like a Discordian counterpart, right? There's probably an inverse, like God of Suffering.
It's
But in like the Somnia and Morpheus are literally the same domain, right? But they're both.
yeah, it's having like such closeness is very odd. Like there is like counterparts, but there's usually, you know, differences when it comes to it. So, and you would be aware of that, like not the exact, but like this is like there is like an oddity to it.
Truly, it's the only similarity of its type, as I know. I mean, Durandal has no sister, but you might call it, no god that is opposed to him and yet part of the same domain.
Like the closest you would know is probably Nocturna and Nocturnus. Like they are. Would you know this? What's your base religion?
Not 12, I think. What you mean? Like, what would my role be?
No,
Yeah,
just
12.
12. Okay, that's above 2 above, well, 4.
Yeah, well, I have a
above
plus
average,
2 in
technically.
it. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just 12. You know that they, from like base level, like their, like part of their lore is that they're brother and sister. And that there is a connection there, and there is crossovers, but like they're different aspects of something similar.
So normally it's that they are literally related, or the gods have some kind of connection.
Yeah,
that is
like
known.
some of the like fables and stuff sort of indicate of, like one of the ones around them would have been. Yeah, I won't make you roll for this. Essentially, like one of the rumors is that they were one and the same person, and then at some point they got split in half, and one went one way and the other went the other. Like that there are like stories about that
It's like,
between these different gods.
Vishnu, Hindu god. It's like
Kindred from League of Legends. With Wolf and Lamb.
I was more going actual real life religion.
Yeah,
like
other examples.
Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva were all part of the same. They were all part of one god. Split up.
Yeah, like there's like stories of them being brothers, sisters, father, daughter, cousins, lovers, enemies. Like there's Omnius and Malthus. Like apparently, like they are one and the same, but also like into some cultures, and then others they're not. Within your region and understanding is that Omnius is very different to Malioth, and Malioth is not related to him, and they just happen to be around at the same, like, come into being at the same time.
So the uniqueness in this situation is that they're both in the same domain, but the connection between them is not something anyone knows.
Roll a religion check for me.
Well,
That like you don't know of any direct connection. Like your first real like introduction to it was with Malachi.
yeah. But I would have known of the other one, Morpheus, before.
Yeah, you would have known Morpheus, and you would have known that this village would have had a connection with it. Your father and your mother would have told you.
Where's he off to?
He's gone. No,
So
he's gone.
that well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm still here. The answer to Figgle is that it's very unusual that these gods are sharing the same land.
Yeah, well, let me RP. Normally, gods of similar or same domains have some kind of connection. They're related, lovers, enemies. But the story is there either as myth or as fact. With these two, it's... Wow, I barely even knew of... I don't think I even knew of Somnia before. The last few weeks. And the relationship between the two, well, there may be one, but it's not something we know of. So, part of me thinks that they're not just interpretations of the same god.
Interesting.
Mario just
And I
turns
wish
around
I
and is
w-
like, they're not the same god.
You know more on the topic than I do, so I defer to your wisdom.
Okay, in your eyes, Marielle, where's the lands for Somnia? Where do they exist?
When you're talking about lands, are you talking about domain, or are you talking about...
I'm talking about literal land. Right, the commune believe that this is Somnia's land, and this village believe, well, now that I've learned, believe it's Morpheus's land. Like the river, it has magical
Okay.
properties.
What was your question again?
Where is Somnia's
Ah.
land, if they believe that this is Morpheus's land?
I mean, I don't believe most gods have a specific land they lay claim to. Although apparently Somnia's crew thought they had this area that was belonged to them. We only claim connection and ownership through this land for the past close to 400 years because of, well, actually it's longer than that, 500 years, because of our traditions and first coming here and having no other settlements or anything in this spot. We set up and we were a supply point for the war against Ashen's Reach. We don't claim this to be Morpheus's land. That would also be one way to get ourselves killed by the Luminary Court. Even out here, if we claimed that and it got out, they definitely wouldn't be so happy. By law, these lands are that of Aquilons, Durendals, Magathus, Helios, Videntia, and it's their land, and I mean, we're allowed to pray and follow a list of minor gods as well, because they're the right ones, and it's rightfully so. The others, fall out of our system and our beliefs. But specific ties to land, there's certain, religious places in which people travel to, pilgrim to. Like Helios is all the way over in the sun-stricken wastelands.
Okay.
Right, I need to head off this direction. I'll leave you all to it. And she wanders off. And you are heading back towards the center of town. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna need to be sneaky.
That'll be fine.
Why?
Or if those bards are there, I don't think they'll be appreciative.
Is our plan not to find and speak to them? I would rather they were aware of my presence. If I snuck up on them, I feel like they might lash out.
Okay, you're the
I
boss.
Should, yeah, we shouldn't sneak up on him. I think we should just go and try and speak to them. First, they seem like reasonable enough people.
If they're there, and we can deal with it. If they're not there, there's no point worrying about it. But either way, we need to...
Head to the commune.
Yes, with utmost haste. To make sure that there's nothing amiss. Or if any signs or clues are not going to blow away like dust in the wind.
All right. So you guys are gonna start walking towards the it's technically a swamp area, filled with willow trees and such. If you guys are going there, you taking the pigs with you?
Yep.
But that's always yes, isn't it?
Mistakes have been made.
Okay.
Be in bacon very soon.
Cool. So yeah, you guys can start making your way over. It's going to take you about an hour to, 45 minutes to reach the edge of essentially what's cordoned off. You'd have to, because you essentially have to go out of the main gate and then circle around towards it, which puts a bunch of time on, and you follow the wall around. Is there anything you guys want to do during this sort of hour of travel time towards the swampland, as it were?
Well, question to the gym first. So you said with the new skills you added that we could get was it half efficiency, right? If we took the time to learn.
Yeah, so it'll be a multiple downtime thing. Yeah.
So I couldn't do it I couldn't learn about it while I'm walking or something.
No. It'll be something that I'll suggest or bring up if I'm okay guys, do you want to do a downtime? And there'll be a bunch of different activities you can do. We'll also be introducing the new sort of downtime resting rules, which will give you buffs for extended downtime as well. And if depending on where you stay, you may get different buffs as well. So that'll come into play, and there'll be more and more things that will be downtime dependent. Because one of the things I found within D&D is like it's hard to have any kind of real time passing without any downtime, and there's also not a massive reason to do downtime in the current.
There's no reason to stop.
Yeah, and so there's multiple campaigns where it's like, oh, I'm level 1 and then 3 months later I'm level 9, like in my other campaign. And for me, I want to have things a bit slower potentially. Like sometimes it'll speed up and that's fine, and you don't have time to do downtimes. But I want to make sure there's benefits that are worthy of actually taking a moment. But yeah, and part of that will be potentially learning new skills, including herbalism or alchemy or carving, as it were, as in carving up beasts. Yeah.
I thought carving was like wood carving or stone carving.
That's also what I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
it needs to be named butchery.
Yeah, butchery, that's the one I should have done with. You know what? We'll leave carving there as well if someone wants to get into like wood carving and shit.
Yeah, man, I was waiting to work on my fucking whittling skills.
Making an effigy of gods out of stone and wood and just leaving them around the place for funsies.
God, that's one way to get in trouble. Yep.
No.
Oh, go on. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
All right, cool. So
I'm homeward bound.
yeah, it'll take you around an hour, like I was saying, to get to like around the large wall, and then from then you'll be sort of entering sort of the swampland, as it were. So we'll skip forward a decent chunk, probably about 45 minutes, where you can then see the amount of willow trees amongst other trees gets a lot thicker. The foliage, well, the trees and leaves above get a lot thicker. The dead leaves along the ground, and the ground itself being a lot more mushy. There's a couple of like wooden walkways, but for the most part, you guys are gonna have to be trudging through what we'd consider difficult terrain and through sort of like a very muddy and wet sort of area, as this seems to be a bit of a drainage system from the river and other points within like the it's almost in a valley kind of where it's at. Let's change the music. Also at this point it would be, check. Yeah, it's around like midday. The sound says it's like 9 or something. Just ignore that. Okay. As the party edges in towards the swampland, is anything you guys going to initially do before sort of pushing in?
Malachi, when was the last time you were here?
A long time.
How many years is that?
Off the top of my head, 15, give or take.
Are there any beasts in this swamp? It stinks.
No, not that should be a problem.
Okay.
It's fine. Follow.
As the party now sort of really pushes in and the smell hits you, but a thick, low fog hugs the ground, which is kind of a bit weird, obscuring the uneven terrain beneath your feet. The muted sunlight filters through the dense canopy above, casting a spectral glow that barely pierces the mist. Around you, the swamp is active with the subtle sounds of nature. The distant croaking of frogs, the occasional splash of water, and the soft rustling of leaves, stirred by a gentle breeze. The air is heavy with the earthy scent of damp moss and decaying wood mingling with the fresh, tangy aroma of wet foliage. Your eyes catch the glint of water in sporadic pools that mirror the sky, broken by the dark, twisted forms of tree roots snaking across the surface. As you press deeper into the swamp, the atmosphere feels charged, as if the very air is laden with ancient whispers and secrets waiting to be uncovered. And probably about half an hour in of trudging through, getting your feet soaked, it's just an impossible task. Like, it's impossible not to. Malachi, the sense of nostalgia is just overwhelming. You can see a few wooden structures or shacks spread around, attached to the thick trunks of some of the strong sort of willow trees that cover the land. You can see they're sort of dotted in around. And there's now walkways that you can go along. Switch image. Let me know if you guys load in.
Yep.
It's a lot more dense than this. I just couldn't get the right image. And you can see sort of in the distance more clumps of buildings. Malachi, welcome home. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna take a moment and just stand and just sort of bask in home and just try and look around and try and find all basically just where everybody who I used to know where they used to live and just see just nostalgia and just be like, yep.
As you're sort of standing there, the rest of you hear this, and then you feel a fly or mosquito land on your face, Theo. I say as you take a bite of food.
I know. I eat it.
As fast as he ever moved.
Yeah.
So
No, just I think Theo. Well, he probably slaps it first. Slaps himself in the face and kills it. Is there gonna be? Are there lots of these bugs around here, Malachi? Lots like this.
What?
These horrible little flying insects trying to eat me.
No. I don't think I've ever experienced something like that.
Alright, well, I've heard about something that can deal with these flies. And Theo just picks up some, like, mucky water and some mud and just starts smearing it on his face, like on his arm.
Terrible wives' tale that you
Anywhere
that you
there's
know.
exposed skin, he just starts plastering himself, caking himself in this mud. I recommend you all do the same. Works a treat.
Tom, I have
I'm okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
I have a sensor, like the things that the priests swing on a little chain that produces smoke or incense. Could I start a little fire?
If you wanna
make some smoke.
If you wanna start one of them, yeah. So, well, you have incense.
No, I was just gonna get some twigs and put it inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't have any incense. Oh no, I do.
No, you
I have
do.
a block
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one block of it. I don't want to.
You have two. You have 2 blocks.
Go on, I'll use one for the RP.
I'll say you can you have a sense or whatever. Like, you can make a small incense thing in there, which will help keep things at bay. And it's got this very musky, deep smell that sort of comes away from it, which mostly gets swallowed up via the smell of foliage and around, but it's just enough to potentially have an effect on you and maybe 1 or 2 others in your presence.
I've just sort of got it hanging up. I've got my war pick in my hand on my shoulder, and it's It's chained onto their head, right? So it's dangling behind me as I walk.
Mm.
Try and produce a bit
Oh,
of...
it's for keeping the bugs away. I always thought it was some kind of spiritualism or something to do with them things, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I think most things have more than one purpose, and I figured this would be a useful one.
Hmm.
See if it does anything at least. Not sure it will.
Yeah. And
At least we'll smell nice when we're bitten.
Malachi, as you're looking around, you can see some like a familiar bench off up against a couple of trees, sort of one made out of a fallen tree and preserved. There's one of the shacks in the distance. You can just make out it has some fencing around it, and you can just sort of see in your mind's eye, like your memory of just people who would like run by, or like kids being chased around, these noises, these familiar interactions of this space you grew up in for half your life. Well, grew up in.
I'll sort of just wander along, like not even realizing I'm doing it, but just like wander along the path, just which would lead me towards home, while I'm just like looking around.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm,
going.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
not even
sorry.
really paying attention to the rest of the party at this point.
There
I'm
isn't.
gonna.
Yep.
Sorry. Go on.
Every time.
You go first.
I'm gonna skip ahead where Malachi's wandering off. And I'm gonna look for big muddy tracks in the ground from a certain musical party that we're looking for.
All right, make a survival check. You see some footprints sort of dotted in around, but with like the mud, it's very hard to work out who exactly they belong in. But they look humanoid in shape.
How fresh do they seem?
Not that fresh.
Okay. I won't say anything.
There's definitely an eerie stillness over, well, for Malachi, what was once a lively tapestry of nature and communal life. And you're making your way. Whereabouts are you heading in towards the commune?
It'll be like pretty much home towards my
going to-
dad's hut.
Okay, and you
Yeah.
you know that is obviously in the very center of the commune, which there is like a main path towards which you can follow. And there's just definitely that moment of it, like the tension, the homecoming for you, where you can kind of get inside your head here, where like you've not been here in 15 years. It's been a long time, but nothing seems to have changed dramatically. And as you carry on down this path, you and everyone else eventually come across a fairly large thatched hut building, similar in the picture, with its door left open. Out front of it, there's a couple of buckets. There's a picket fence. Well, not picket fence, just like a small twig fence with what seems to be an abandoned herb garden. You know, your dad had herbs there. And off to the right of it, the very familiar pond that you used to go swimming in, with filled with reeds around its edges. What are you doing?
So the pond, would that have been the site of the ritual back?
Yes.
I think at that, when I get there, before going into the house, I'll sort of just stop stare across at the waters and just like slowly draw the sword and just think back upon my mother and what happened.
As you're
And I think a green tear just slowly just like falls from his cursed eye
and you're
as he just is lost in that memory.
and it's strange. You remember your mother stepping into the waters with your father in their robes, ceremonial robes. And what coloured hair did your mother have?
So it was golden blonde.
As you sort of in your head in these memories, your vision is disrupted as there seems to be a head rising out of the water towards you. And you have to like shake yourself for a moment. And the images of your mother and father wading into the water just sort of disappear like vapors in the air. And this face, this body is walking out. A very beautiful individual. Incredible beauty, black, long hair. And as they come up higher, naked shoulders. Coming up further still. Bright red. Almost like shirt, as it were, but just above the chest. And they're just smiling and walking up. And I'd probably say for half you probably catch on, like from the ripples of water, the disturbance. And this is who you see coming out of the water.
Showed up on stream, but not in game.
What about that
No. Yes. Oh, maybe.
in chat?
Slowed in.
It's loading. No, it's just a grey box for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it on stream anyway.
For all of you, in shit, let me. I can't post that. Well, if you can see it on stream, it's okay. I don't know why it's bugged. Also, in the chat, I've now posted a screenshot of it. Twice, apparently. Oh, music's just gotten a bit too.
I think that's pretty intense for me.
Malachi, your heart is beating. Who is this? Why are they walking out the pond? And you're definitely caught off guard. I mean, in the moment you were thinking of a fairly deep and scarring memory for you.
Do they have like, looking at them and like studying their face and their hair, are they similar in facial picture? Like, would they be one of my sisters? Or my stepmother?
There's a familiarity about them, but there's also something not quite right. Could be one of your stepsisters, but you've also not seen them in such a long time.
I think I would go into the waters and walk towards them.
She's like at the edge, like
Oh, at
walking
the
up.
edge.
There's like a passing of reeds, and she's walked up through it. So she's near the edge now, and she's just smiling and carrying on, stepping up.
Yeah, then I would walk to meet her.
Tom, can I use divine scent on them?
Divine scent.
Divine sense.
You smell the air.
You smell that.
And all you
That's what I said,
smell
yeah.
is
It's my
incense.
fucking- my incense.
Yeah,
The
you
incense
can.
smells divine.
What do you mean? There's clearly nothing bad about this big titty swamp goth girlfriend who's just wandered out of
Yes,
the waters.
my
She's suddenly
swamp
just
GF.
normal.
Womp GF.
Their name is Shrek. All right.
Just in case.
No,
Presume she's not
nothing.
undead.
Nothing
She's
pops
not
up.
a zombie. Okay.
It's your eyes. She sees you coming towards her, and she's now out far enough where you can see she's got like a red dress that goes down her sort of, well, you can't see her the bottom of her legs yet, but it all seems perfectly dry. And then she walks out. She's like, "Hello. What can I do for you then? Welcome to my humble abode."
Who are you who bears such resemblance to my past memory? In my past home?
Well, hopefully they're beautiful. And you said past home. Were you part of the Somnians cult, as it were? The Dream Weavers, I think they called themselves.
You didn't answer my question. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Crix. Who are you?
Pricks. Malachi.
Oh. Interesting name. And what are you doing here, Malachi?
Evidently not having a family reunion.
Who is your family?
Well, we're right next to my familial home. And I'll
Oh.
bow and gesture towards the house and just be like, "I'm Malachi. Malachi Ravenhurst."
Oh yes, your father, Michael, did say he had another child. Interesting. Angelina didn't seem to think too much of you.
Well, she wouldn't, would she? Being the second pick and all.
Second pick. And apologies, your Sandra is just so beautiful. I had to take on somewhat of their form. They're most beautiful.
Interesting that you should choose the littlest sister.
Oh, I mean, Selena's beautiful too. But I preferred the black hair.
And how did you get these forms? I hope it's just off of appearance and nothing else.
Oh, you know. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Appearance, if I'm not to be so troublesome with my words. So, if you're part of their family, why didn't you go with them?
Oh, so they're still alive then to have gone somewhere?
Last I saw of them, they were alive. After that,
Good.
I have no idea.
I was sent away a long time ago. And for a somewhat important tasking.
Important task for Somnia. Intrigue in God, they are.
Yes.
And you got sent away to do what?
enforce her will
Oh,
in some regards.
forceful words. Enforcing. I hear some people in this land wouldn't take kindly to that, especially Somnia. And so close
Yes.
to a settlement that loves Morpheus.
Well, they are deluded, aren't they?
And she's now fully out of the water, and she's like starts to circle you, and she puts one hand out to like place it on your, like not on you but just around you. She's just like walking in circles, taking you in. And you can see she's got no shoes on, but has got two metal sort of bangles around her ankles that are just covered and encased in, seems to be jewels of different colors, like rubies, diamonds, onyxes. And she's got a set of necklaces on sort of hanging over her chest too. So, you didn't answer me. Why didn't you go with them? Didn't they care for you? Did they not want you to go with them? Do you even know where they've gone?
No. I don't.
Oh, poor lost sheep. Diddums.
Lost? Not so much. I'm still guided. Just because I don't know where they are doesn't make me lost.
Wow. Well, this is my new home. Welcome.
Enjoying yourself?
Lovely pond. There's a nice irony taste to it.
Yes, I would imagine so. Great sacrifice and all that. But I'm sure you know.
Oh yes, your father is quite devious.
If it's Somnia's will, it gets done.
If it's a
Regardless
god's will.
of the cost.
You lot truly do. It's just so interesting. Your short lifespans. And you choose to sacrifice others for gods in which barely know you exist. Well,
Barely being the operative word.
it's true.
And at least they know. If only a little. There's comfort in that.
Well, are you wanting to join them? And Hud's sort of playful look sort of changes and just sort of like stares at you as she sort of like wandered around back behind you as you sort of turn to face her, and she's just sharply looking at your face. Just that, actually, out of interest, what is everyone else doing in this instance as this is happening?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Ready to pounce if something goes wrong. That's how I describe it.
Biggles hiding and watching. I
Roll.
literally like found a roll of like a bush of reeds and is like in the middle of it.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Theo's rubbing mud on the pigs.
They're
Make sure
loving
they
it.
don't get bothered by the flies too.
Yeah, they're loving it, and they're like letting off all the snorts of glee and happiness there. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Yeah. And she says that to you, Malachi. She's sort of now behind, sort of like she's just continually spun your walked around you as you've been having this conversation.
I do have questions for him. And it would be good to see Lucian again. It's been a while. But I will meet them.
Oh, my dear child, Lucian. he's not around anymore. And she looks and glances in like a almost fake sorrowful look back at the pond. Seems your father had quite the taste for those, well, sacrifices.
Then he's already by my lady's side. I'm so jealous.
Well, they made a deal with me. One that was interesting. And, well, they're no longer here. If you want to join them, you could make a similar offering, if you so wish.
And what kind of offering is that? A friend? A lover? I
Oh.
think you already have all of them.
Lover. Perhaps. Maybe we'll get there. Well,
So, what did they or you offer each other for you to, I assume, send them away?
what I got out of it is, frankly, none of your business. What they got
It
out of
appears
it...
to be my home.
Oh, part of it is certainly, yes. This whole area is mine. But there's more to it than that. And you see her, like, sniff. And she almost, like, backs, like, a moment, like, a step away from you. And then, like, from everyone else. Interesting. Well, your father made a deal, a wish, with me to move on to the Umberlands. Do you care to join him? It'll be a one-trip journey.
If I'm destined to be there, I will get there later, once my mission is done.
Fair enough. Well, if there's any other deals that any of you want to make, let me know. As long as you've got something good to offer in return.
I do have a few questions for you.
What have you got in for return? You've asked quite many questions.
And so have you. I believe we've been fairly equal in trading of information.
Well, I grow bored. And you will have the stench of some form of wish over all of you. Most
And
curious.
that is the core of the question that I wish to ask.
Well, ask away and I'll see if I'll answer.
In the forest beyond Thistledale was an old temple of Somnia. A wish was performed, which I believe is causing some issues. A dome of some kind of protection for the village has been formed, but any who approach is faced with the horrors of the dreams, the nightmares, the shadows.
Most curious.
Does that spark your interest at all?
I have no interest in Thistledale or at all. Perhaps a bit, but any wish that is done by a so-called god at that so-called place of worship, I'm not going to meddle in other people's wishes. It's unprofessional, you see. But I'm sure you'll be fine. You've got your mission after all. And if it was Somnia's willing, then it must be the right way, surely.
Interesting, he tried to turn my own words against me. I would have thought that would be beneath you. Evidently not.
Oh, sharp edge. Good attempt. young pup. And she's just sort of walking, or like walks away towards the reeds, touching the sides. To answer your question, saying you had, but you'd also used one of your divine sense.
No, it's because my lay on hands wasn't working properly. Like it was saying I only had 15 out of 15.
Yeah.
It's 5 per level. Yeah, I used the sense on one of the coins, right?
Yeah. She's just playing with the reeds in her hands, just nonchalantly paying zero attention to you.
I see you're done with me, Crix, and I will get nothing from you. So, good day, and may we meet in the future.
Sure.
Oh, don't wear my sister's skin like that when you talk to me. I much
Fine.
appreciate it.
And her image shimmers, and instead, like, you see in front of you just a wall of like red flesh, as you see instead this individual, which is on stream but also in now it is on stream, but it's also in the Discord chat. She turns around. Is that better? I do love the look of your sister, but if it's too overbearing for you, then that's fine.
Well, it's been 15 years since I've given her a hug. I wouldn't want to accidentally hug you instead. It wouldn't be proper.
Oh, do you want a hug? I could turn back and we could have a cuddle.
With my sister, but you are not her. Whatever you
Shame.
actually are.
Oh, I'm Crix.
Yes, that's your name. But not who you are.
Oh no, it's not even my true name. True names are dangerous to give out.
Why do you think I only gave you 2 out of the 3?
Oh, your whole family gave me theirs. The whole commune, actually.
Of course they would.
Well, if you're not going to make a deal with me, I'm going to probably pop back in. Or does anyone else want a deal? I'm sorry, I've been terribly rude. What about you, Pigman?
What's that, sorry? He wasn't listening, I was talking to the pigs.
Huh. Never mind.
Alright then, Theo just carries on with the pigs.
She just, well, their outfit just changes, and they have a very nice looking fanciful outfit on, and a long silvery staff in one hand with a very large ruby at the top, the size of like a baby's skull, essentially. It's that big sitting on top of this staff. Interesting. Well, what did you come here for?
Me or them?
Everyone, I suppose.
Well, basically, we wanted to find out more about the Dome of which we spoke. It appears you know not a lot about it. Lack of interest and all.
No, I currently know nothing, but we could make a deal for me to look into it. But what have you got to give? How much is information worth to you?
What is the price? That is the question.
Oh, it differs. Well, let's just say I enjoy. And as she says enjoy, like, a whole bottom jaw like extends out and hangs for a moment, and then sort of goes back into her face. I enjoy connecting to individuals and almost feeding off some of their essence and their experiences, some of their vitality. But I'm open to imaginative offerings.
I'm just gonna pull out that little necklace. I'm just like swing it around my finger. I'm just like, a lot of experience and effort went into the manufacture of this. At least so they claim. Perhaps something that can whet your appetite into looking into it. As for
Oh god.
a person or another being, or drag them here and throw them in the waters, like my father did to me and my mother.
Oh, that would be most fun to watch. Would you do that for me?
The logistics might make it impossible. Or can I just take a knife and just cut their throat and say your name?
Murder is interesting. I mean, offering to attach me to someone else is interesting, but I would need something from you. Someone close and of blood or such to you for that to make a difference. Some random individual on the side being murdered. It's fun, it's amusing, not quite my go-to.
All I can think of is you've got everyone. Have you not?
Perhaps, and then you have nothing to offer.
There's always something to offer. There's always. But it appears there's nothing to buy. Other than a empty promise of, I will look into it.
Oh, my deals are binding, dear child.
Yes. But the vague terms. If you really wish, Crix, find me when you have info. Then we can talk about a bargain and a price.
Well, I tell you what, if the information falls upon my lap, then it will. Funny actually, I do know of others that mentioned it or talked about the wish. Actually, don't I? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. If I hear more about it, I'll let you know.
At that point, I'll just like flick the necklace towards her. And just be like, yep, well, feed off of that vitality. As I said, it was to whet your appetite. Maybe you know, and maybe you're just pulling my leg.
Oh, I do like necklaces. This is an interesting one. Where's it from?
Ah, over yonder, and I'll just point towards the village.
Oh. I'll have to visit.
Yes, it's in so-called of honor of Morpheus.
Morpheus is alright from what I hear. Sony, on the other hand, I mean, they get you to murder your own family? Interesting choices. I'll tell you what.
Anyway.
How about a little bit of a... You give me something, I'll give you something back.
Go ahead. What gift do you have to offer?
Oh, I'd have to give it and you'll find out.
And I'll just extend my hand. I'd like do a like half bow towards her, just like a, well then, give.
And she, in like a quick motion, swings her staff down, pushes it into your hand, and you just feel an immense burning on the palm of your hand. And as she pulls it away, it's just like just a detachment of essentially something that felt like it was burning on your skin. And as you look back at your hand, you can see there's a small emblem burnt into your hand, similar to the one on her forehead. That should potentially aid you. A nice gift from me to you.
You're so kind.
And I will send it over to you during the break.
Just to confirm, I do hear this entire exchange, right?
Huh?
I am listening in.
Yes, you are all there. If any of you want to do anything, say anything, you can.
Yeah. No, not with the fiend in the presence. But there is Hal is staring daggers at Malachi. That's understatement.
Well, Craigs, it's been a pleasure, but it appears I have monopolized your time. And I do long to lie in my old childhood bed. I will bid you a good evening.
Well, if you wish to stay here overnight, do so.
Oh, and just be careful, there might be a band of miscreants about, posing as birds. You might have already met them.
They've been and gone. Interesting individuals.
I bet. Anyway, good afternoon. And with that, I will walk away. Like, I'll take like 3 or 4 steps backwards while looking at her before turning around and walking off. And I'll just go into the house.
Okay.
By the way, that soundtrack went hard.
Yeah. I almost timed it right as well for parts of it, but yep, cool.
Hal is immediately following him to the house. But...
yeah, so I just imagine Malachi just wanders off up the path, well, over to the house, the door, and Hal just like, you fucking come here, and he like needed to talk to him, like darts towards him, and we're left in a scene with Theo, like playing with the pigs, Perry and Terry, or the boars rather, and just in the bush somewhere out, potentially out of sight, just 2 eyes taking in everything of Figgle, and then there's just Fiddle standing there. How would Fiddle react to this situation, Taylor?
I don't even know what it'd do. I think he'd just kind of be watching and standing far back. Yeah, pretty much.
Roll a history check for me. Cool.
Yeah.
You've never heard of anything in your life.
You're drooling out of like one side of your face, your mouth. Yeah, I mean, Malachi, you walk up to the door and yeah, it's slightly ajar, and you can walk in, and it's the same similar layout as when your father was there, with his study being in the front room. There was no lounge in here. There are bedrooms in the back, but everything seems to be in place. I mean, that there seems to be lacking of personal details. They seem to be gone, but the general furniture seems to be there.
Yeah, I think I'll just walk past everything for the moment, get to my old room, and hopefully I've got my old bed in there.
Nope.
No?
Your bed has changed into a bunk bed, and there seems to just be like there's some initials carved into it which you do not recognize, but the last letter is R. But there seems to be no resemblance in this room to your personal effects or your bed or anything of the likes.
I think I'll just slump myself on the bottom bunk of it and just be like, oh, more family.
and how you follow him in? What are you doing as he wanders off into his old bedroom?
He just follows him straight in and is holding his pick in his hand.
Come on in, Hal.
What is that creature? And why do you revere her?
I don't know who Crix is.
And yet you treat her like some god. Say you're going to do foul things in her name. You touch anyone that doesn't deserve it, and you will not see the next sunrise. Not while I'm alive.
Hal, when did I promise to murder an innocent?
I heard your words and your intent.
You heard me say I would cut someone's throat and say her name. I never specified innocent. It could have just done that to a random bandit or brigand on the road.
There's a
I've made
difference between
plenty
killing a
deals.
bandit and using them in some kind of ritual. I'll not have it.
I've made plenty of deals with beings beyond my comprehension.
And maybe it's time to stop.
If only that were the case. Deals need to be made by beings of higher power. If even Crix is one, but if my father deemed her worthy enough to trade passage of everything he's ever settled in here towards going to the
Umbra.
Umbra flow?
Umberland.
Umbra Shadowlands. isn't it?
Umberland.
No, just Umberland.
Umberland. Then clearly Crix is powerful enough. And if they gain information about the dome, what's one or two brigands' life, especially if they're meant to kill us, in trade for that, we can save a lot more. I understand your apprehension and concerns.
That's not the word I would use. Revulsion. More accurate.
But I would have thought you would have had more faith in me and my understanding of how I've been treated to know that I wouldn't kill an innocent.
There are many things I believe about you, but that I'm not sure is one. And then he points to Pickering and said, I will be watching you, and leaves.
Goodbye. I apparently have younger siblings I need to try and acquaint myself with.
He slams the door on the way out. Very petulantly.
And I'll just shout, feel free to check out the study. It's right on next to the door.
He's gone.
Very much gone. Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
And you step
At
outside.
risk of taking up too much time, is the creature still about?
Yeah, she's just wandering around.
Can I quickly walk up to her?
Yeah?
Crix, or whatever your name really is.
It's one of my
Don't know
names
what you
I
are.
identify with.
Truthfully, I care little what your name is. But for once, you might actually be useful. I take the wait, do I have the coins before I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have the coins, right?
Yeah,
And
you're the one that has
do you know what this? Do you know what this is? And I flicker a coin.
Whoosh. Just like not even looking, just catches it, looks it. Not seen these in a while. Where'd you find them?
In a cave. Not far from here.
Well, must be blessed by someone to find these. Have you... Almost gave away information there. What's it worth to you to know about these coins?
There was very little I would ever willingly give you that you would want.
Oh. Why such venom? What have I ever done to you?
I think it's more what you do to others.
I only do to them what they're willing to do to themselves. It's my nature.
There are many things you are, but I doubt natural is one of them. Are you even of this plane?
Of sorts. What do you think I am? I'm curious.
Does she have any markings on her? Like tattoos? Or like a necklace, maybe? Some kind of symbol?
Not in that way, but she has got like necklaces and stuff on, but they look more.
Just generic.
Well, they look fucking sick. But
There's no like iconography.
no, and like she's now wearing like covered up a little bit more. But you can see like she has cuts all along her arms. There are black markings, what seems to be potential tattoos. There's like under her eye, there's like massive lines that circle up and around and connect from one side to the other.
Is there anything that's like obviously tied to a god that I would recognize?
Roll a religion check. Yeah, religious check. No, she's
Nothing. Yeah.
wearing
You could do that.
0 iconography when it
Every
comes
time I roll good.
to a god. She has like any of the markings or tattoos. You can't see any semblance to any deity you're familiar with, if they're for a deity or anything at all.
Truthfully, I have not traveled much. I don't know what you are, where you come from, who you bow to. I can sense your nature, your intent, and I don't like it.
What do you think my intent is?
How do I word this?
You assume so much.
The people that lived here were oppressors.
Oh,
Malachi
yes.
speaks to you as if you were their ruler, god, something like that.
Oh, I'm
Something they prayed to.
I'm most certainly not anything they pray to. Revered? I mean, everyone does, surely, darling.
You know,
She
my
just
type.
smiles at you. Ah, fair enough. You're more of a Durendal follower. That's
My
what
allegiance is displayed publicly.
I respected. My allegiance is to myself.
I gathered that.
But you still didn't answer my question. My intent.
A creature that is supportive of oppressors. Someone that it's not just a tool of them, but something that they bow to. Normally that oppression is your intent.
Oh. No, I have nothing to do with them outside of having opened a portal for them to go to the Umberland. And I mean, it's a one-way trip, and I have no idea where they ended up. They may be dead by now.
Maybe by some misfortune you have freed this land and done a good deed.
Oh, yes,
But I'm sure that was not your intent.
I don't judge. Well, for fun I may do at times, but when it comes to my dealings, there's certain people I may not, but for the most part, as long as it doesn't go against my well-being or my sister's, then so have it, I guess.
So the coin. What is it?
Oh.
Surely you know. I can see in your face.
I do know. It is quite interesting. Would you not want to know what it does, what it is, what it symbolizes?
Of course.
Its potential.
A stone symbolizes potential. It can be used as a weapon, as a tool. Doesn't make it special.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Something I can do. One sec.
You do have an ability.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I want to... You know what? I'll throw my child divinity into this one
Cool. Let's see it.
for a little +5. It's just a straight +5 to my persuasion checks.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
which I
So
think
you
I
have
to
that.
do manually. So yeah, that. Why can I never roll dice?
Oh. If you want to know the full details, you'll need to offer something up, but this is just too enticing. Once you're in ownership of those, you may come across... How do I put this? An opening. Yes.
Like a portal?
Of sorts. A opportunity for one's betterment. Are you into shopping at all?
I used to make trips to buy ingredients for my mother.
Oh,
Sign of that, I've not done much shopping in my time.
well, with those coins, you can certainly go on an interesting shopping spree in a place of sorts, in between places. Look out for a door marked. Similar to the coins, I suppose. I've told you too much. Look at me. Too kind. What does that say about my intent?
How many coins do I have?
13, if I recall.
Well, you said you wanted something in return. Keep that coin.
Oh no. I have no use for them. She flicks it back. Got a lifetime ban.
Another signal to your intent, I presume.
No, just old friends having quarrels. I'm sure I'll be unbanned in a couple of 100 years.
Is that a long time for you?
She stares at you. Yeah. For some. For me, not so much. I've been around for a long time. Seen empires come and go. So your opinions on intense and discordian and harmonious, it's interesting. And I appreciate learning from those who have such a short time on, well, this plane.
Well, as much as it irks me to say it to a creature that, truthfully, I do not trust. Thank you.
She does like a courtesy, like bows slightly. Most welcome.
I will keep my eye out for this door.
Oh, you should. It's rare. And if it does come by, don't miss it.
And I'll leave.
Cool. And with that, perfect timing, we'll go into our midway break. So, Lovely jubbly. Interesting. Things are happening. Things have happened. Lots to discuss, lots to think. But we will go into a break nonetheless, and we will see everyone back in 20 minutes. See you in a bit.
2 minutes, alright.
Bye bye.
What did you do with my family, Tom?
If you so wish.
She is a hag. Nice.
Good guess, young Theo. Talking about chaos, there's definitely some of that emanating off of you. And she's like looking you up and down, which doesn't take long.
Just looks at you down.
Rude.
You seem.
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
Sometimes I point at things and then they explode. So
Oh, I do that too. She's
just take it as it comes.
just like lifts up a hand, points, as like a frog is like leaping around, and she lifts up a hand, and there's just this sphere of like reddish flame just pulls out of her hand. It's like a palish red, which just flies straight through the frog, and it just disintegrates. I do the same. Don't worry, that frog was an asshole.
Right, yeah, I do try to only tend to do it on the bad ones.
This frog had just eaten a shit ton of tadpoles.
Yeah, sounds pretty bad.
Just kind of fucked up, to be honest.
Probably had it coming.
Yes. Alright, well, I best start making a new place to sleep. Maybe I'll pick one of these other ones, or maybe I'll just go back in the delightful pond. Sleep with the fishes. And she just wanders away, off into behind some trees. And you guys are left alone. It's past midday now, probably closer to 3 p.m.
House burning in the background.
Yep, smell of smoke. The fire growing intensely. Malachi, roll a 1d100 for me.
Sure.
You hear a seemingly there was something left in the house, and whatever it was has just exploded.
Great.
And it like shakes you a little bit. And as she's now sort of like kind of started to like yeah, she's like walked away. Fiddle, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Okay.
No, sorry, not Fiddle. Figgle.
Right.
Hello.
I mean, I'm perceiving my surroundings, so she shouldn't surprise me when she touches me.
What is your passive perception? Or you can roll a
I'm
perception check as well.
actively
Yeah,
perceiving
go on
it,
then. Roll a passive a perception check. Okay. Yeah, no, this happens. She taps you on the shoulder.
Well, I'm watching Malachi talk to her, and then she wades into the.
No, she
towards the
walked off
pond.
like over. So imagine the house like is where it is on the picture, and like
Yeah.
and she wanders around back around the other side, and seemingly just disappears off.
Okay.
And she's come up
She
behind you.
spots a 25 stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Only just, by the way. Like, that was a fucking insane roll by you.
What?
Oh, just curious. And wanted to see if you'd jump. Ta-da. And she just turns and walks away.
Okay.
And then I run off towards everyone else.
What a strange lady.
How can we leave?
Do we need my permission to leave?
Well,
I have very little desire to stay here.
you're like responsible and stuff.
Well, what's our plan? We need to find these people, or are we just gonna pick a direction and walk?
I mean, she said they're gone now. We don't know where they went. We need to save Thistledale. What are we doing?
So what do we do?
Well, we were
We're going to see Heaven next, right?
right. Yes.
Would we go back and tell
Yeah, we'll tell
Marielle?
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then head to the town.
Let's tell Marielle that Malachi gave the necklace away to a hag.
Or maybe.
It's only been like what, 3 hours?
Or maybe we just tell her that a hag lives in in the old commune, and that everybody is well and truly gone,
Okay, murderer.
not to return. That I'm just gonna give you a very vicious look.
Vigor hides behind Hal a little bit.
Just stood there, arms crossed.
Between the two of us, one of us is a murderer. The other is not.
Ooh, cold.
Oh, convenience.
Of course it can. What? I didn't know them.
An excuse of convenience.
Yeah, whatever
Well,
you
how
want to
she
believe
trusted
in.
you, and then you just
I'm not listening.
caved
La
her
la la
skull
la
in.
la la la.
Don't throw stones from your sling in your glass house, lest it crumble around you and shatter.
I would say
I'm
that
not listening.
is definitely not a saying in this set.
Throw a torch around in your straw house.
Yeah.
If you said that,
Glass houses probably exist. Greenhouses probably exist.
Yeah, just not.
We wouldn't have one.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Let's go.
Yes. There's nothing here that I can find.
Well, there might have been, but you burned it all down.
That's why I said that I can find.
It's like another explosion.
What has Otto been doing this entire time?
Being dragged around by Fiddle.
Did it react to Crix at all?
Nope.
Interesting. Alright. I think we're gonna head back to Marielle's.
Okay.
It's like a scouring quest. Yeah. Go to one place, go back to the person. It's just dialogue the whole time.
Just can't wait until the next. Well, you could have had a fight.
I was being very careful about how much I antagonized her.
There was very nearly a fight happening, but she answered the right questions correctly.
Oh, you were gonna fight her. Right.
Oh yeah, if she would have mentioned that she owned that form now,
I see. Right.
like I straight up would have gone for her. But she was vague enough to get around it.
Yeah. Interesting. Who knows? All right.
She rolled those DC checks quite well.
All right, so you guys are going to start making your way back through towards Willow's Edge. It'll take you, like close to 2 hours to get back. So it'd be around this time, coming up to around like 5:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, you come into town. Seems like people are just going back around business. No one's partying. There's no drinking and hollering. People are just getting on. Some cleaning up still being done around the town. But it seems like whatever zest that was in them has left them since the bards have gone. And you can make your way back through town over towards Marielle's and knock on her door. Shuffling. Door creaking. Oh yes, hello. You're back pretty quickly. Did it go well?
Afternoon. Was an
Afternoon.
adjective term. Nothing in the commune was to be found. Apart from a new resident.
Oh,
Not a pleasant one either.
not pleasant. Who
A
would that
hag.
be? Is it? Oh, those things are of myths and legends.
Yes. At least it's self-identified as a hag.
Well, you seem pretty well acquainted with the creature, so I presume you know.
Who did you say that to? To her?
No, it's Malika.
I never met the beast. Other than our interaction. But strange women walking out of ponds, you gotta have some respect for. As they might turn out to be hags. Or they might turn out to be gods. Or just very powerful spellcasters.
Mari's just like, people have mistaken them for gods in the past.
So, I would advise you stay clear unless you wish to sacrifice yourself to make a bargain of some kind. People do all sorts out of desperation, apparently.
Does that include you?
Well, that's going to be quite troubling, to be honest. We'll have to put up warnings to make sure not to go in there. I wonder if this will have an effect on our ritual. Oh dear. And you just see her looking like kind of crestfallen.
Yes. In other news, we burnt down the commune leader's house.
We?
So, royal we. I burnt it down. So, there should be nothing in there to, what's the right word? Lead astray anyone.
Interesting. Well, our reports had not found anything or anyone, so it's interesting that the hag came out to you guys. Yours?
We also heard that those musicians spoke to her,
Oh,
but I don't know what we didn't find out what they wanted. They left apparently.
do you know where they went? Did you
No.
ask?
No.
It was kind of a
Okay.
per deal basis with her, you see, and we didn't really want to give her anything.
All right. Well, perhaps I'll have to go talk to her. I don't really want to. Perhaps I'll put that off in case our ritual doesn't work, and I'll go back and have a chat.
What's the ritual supposed to do?
I mean, it's part of our traditions, and it's meant to, well, ease the memories and nightmares of the people of the village and surrounding areas, and also blessing of our waters to make sure we can continue our, well, fishing.
I see. And why would this witch have anything to do with the ritual?
I have no idea.
Oh, right, okay.
I-
You just think she might be
Well, the
fucking around
last
with it.
the last people who took over that spot did.
Right.
Yeah,
Some-
it could be the fact that she's living in the dream pool.
The what?
You know, the dream flow, the river.
Yeah. I mean, she's in the swamp. I mean, the waters are connected, so perhaps. Problem we'll have to solve, but you've done enough, and as promised, you found out. And I mean, where did the commune go? Did you ask?
Extraplanar.
Extraplanar. How did they do that?
A deal.
With a witch
Oh,
in the pond.
So I don't think they'll be bothering you anytime soon.
perhaps not. Perhaps they will. Who knows what they're up to, but
Well, the witch seemed to make it pretty clear that it was a one-way trip.
oh, well,
So,
sounds dangerous. I mean,
yeah.
planar, there's obviously more. I don't know too much about the planes of existence, but I guess they're on their own journey, and perhaps we'll be free to do what we wish again. No one else is missing, but everyone's definitely reporting headaches and feelings of nausea after the bards are gone, which some of them I suspect is just from the alcohol and other substances, and people like Matilda who don't consume beverages. I'm believing it was an effect cast upon them by the bards. Wherever they've gone, hopefully they're not going to cause any further trouble.
It just begs the question of why would they do that, though, doesn't it?
Beyond
If it wasn't,
me.
if they didn't take anything.
Well, they hadn't shown any sign of leaving until you guys got here. But I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. Especially if they went through the commune or anything, who knows. Well, as promised, if you ever need healing and you're nearby, let me know. There are a few advanced rituals we could try to do it to bring someone back from the brink. But they are quite taxing and expensive.
Well, actually, you know, Thistledale's got a dome and things, so we might need to leave soon.
Oh. Are you going to continue on to Sea Haven like you mentioned before?
I think so. I don't know. Hal,
Yes. I mean,
answer the lady.
I'm not the one in charge here, but we had planned to go to Sea Haven.
You certainly seem to be the appointed one via young Figgle here.
Yeah, we have several things we wanted to do in Sea Haven. So if there's nothing else we can do to be of service around here, I think that's the way we'll be headed.
There's always jobs to do, but it sounds like you've got more important things. Now our, at least, emergency is over. Enjoy Sea Haven. I hear the bull races are quite extravagant.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm in it for.
I guess.
I believe we may be taking part.
Oh,
If
You
you
should come down, stick some money on Perry and Terry.
Do you have any speed tea left? Maybe we could give it to the boars.
perhaps, but I don't know if I'd condone in the act of doping.
No, we don't dope the boars.
No,
That's
somehow.
ruined
I'm
a
so
lot.
silly.
You don't want
I
to
just
be
wanted
like
it for myself if I got in
silly.
trouble.
Yeah.
you don't want to be like Lance Borstrong.
Absolutely.
On an unrelated note to the pig doping, do you have any speed potions or teas for sale?
I don't tend to sell them. You guys have got some healing teas. maybe I could be persuaded. And roll a persuasion check for me, Taylor. Or Fiddle.
There we go.
Oh, close to that 20.
No dice. You do have a point of inspiration, but
Oh, yeah. Well, I won't use it again, probably, so shall we use it now?
up to you. Your
Yeah.
call.
Shall
I'll
we?
use
It's
it.
your
Go on.
decision.
It's your dice.
It's your
So-
inspiration.
Yeah, so shall I just take the inspiration off and roll it again?
Yep.
Inspired his way to drugs.
There we go.
It's a little better.
Well, slightly better.
Let me do a roll and see how she feels about it. Natural 20. Where's her head at? As long as you promise not to give it to the boars, I could potentially give you enough for all of you for one worth, as it were. One dosage.
Sounds good.
We
How
won't
much?
give it to the boars. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we won't wink.
I think I'll just give it to you. I don't actually want to exchange coin just in case you do something. And she's like eyeing you up and down.
What's it
Sounds
made
good.
from?
Secret blend.
Lovely. What's it called again?
Okay.
I will type it quickly in here for you.
I think Figgle's canonically going to say okay to like most sentences. That's
Okay.
where this is going.
Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I'll just quickly create this for.
Cue the elevator music.
Du-du-du-du.
Badoo, 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 doo, doo.
So, that was a bust.
To be fair, there was probably more to discover back in that village. But it is what it is.
Yeah, our hometown is being ravaged by something we caused.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought the idea was that because they were quite powerful, those parts, we might have spoken to them and maybe done something.
We still
And
can
that-
catch up.
And that village was related to the person that, or the god that created the dome.
That we think. I mean,
That created the dome.
that we think. It was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it in her temple, but
The one that created the dome, yeah.
You know, the bards don't. I mean, they just went to see the hag.
Yeah,
they
we didn't
guys
know that
keep-
until we
yeah.
went there.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Also, she didn't actually say when. They could have come
Before
before,
or
going
after.
to the
Before, yeah.
village.
yeah.
Mm.
They could have made some deal and then gone into the village and maybe whatever they did is part of the deal.
Yeah, use their magic and sap the entire village's energies for a day.
To explain why it's all very subdued.
Possible.
She did say, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go and pay him a visit," didn't she? So maybe this is a two-step process, and there's, the bards are softening him up for her to come in. I don't know.
Fattening them up.
Yeah.
Some kind.
So, Mariel sort of comes back. Alright, okay, Fiddle, here you go. Make sure not to just drink it all yourself, but share it between all of you, otherwise you'll have some potential bad effects. But if you share this between between 5 of you, then you should gain an extra bit of movement for 8 hours or so.
No.
And so it's essentially the same effect as the one you had before, where you gain extra 5 foot of movement for 8 hours, which is pretty fucking nuts, let's be honest. Essentially, it's all like a long rest.
Good old steroid.
Yeah, I've added it to your inventory, though, Fiddle.
Yeah, I can see. Cheers.
All right, Well, I suppose you'll be setting out tomorrow. It doesn't make sense setting out tonight. It's going to be dark in a few hours.
That's right.
Well,
Hopefully the tavern will have me.
You're a hero. You burnt down the commune.
mm,
I'm also an asshole who pushed a little girl.
Oh, you apologise for that.
you also gave an emerald back, which will definitely feed them for a long time and allow them to potentially send her off to Sea Haven for education if they so wish.
Still.
I wouldn't be so blasé, especially now everyone's feeling a bit raw and tricked by the bards.
I guess we'll find out if they'll have me or not.
I'm sure Thaddeus will, so...
It's been a while since I've slept in a bed.
Technically you slept in the bed the night before.
Why didn't you sleep in a bush?
I slept in a bush.
No, that was the first night. You've been here 2 nights now. And last time you were in with everyone else.
Oh, okay, fair.
Okay.
Statement
Thanks,
retracted.
Marielle.
It's been a while since you slept in bed twice in a row.
No worries. Like I said, if you
Gotcha.
have any real emergencies, feel free to come back. I haven't cast any such rituals in decades. Might be a bit rusty, but knowing your line of work, maybe you'll need it. And best of luck with the dome. If I hear anything, I'll try and send word to Sea Haven. I don't know where you'll be. Alright. I need to think on what's gone on.
Do we know how long it will take us to get to Sea Haven from here?
5 days.
Sorry, what's the right word?
Maybe 4 days if we all drink a speed tea.
It would be 4 days if you drank one of those. Well, you'd have to give it to the boars and then everyone else, just not the gnomes.
The gnomes.
Or and not like as in halfling and gnomes have to be sitting on the boars, and the boars have to be spread
Thanks
out.
again, Marielle.
No worries.
Marielle. Sorry.
I'm gonna let myself out.
Yep.
If you see a ephemeral corruption approaching, stay away from it.
Oh dear, is it spreading?
Oh yeah.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Oh, that's another nightmare to think about.
It's got a fair distance to travel, but be vigilant.
Perhaps if we get our ritual underway, we'll be able to keep it away. We'll be safe. Yes. I think
One
that
can
will
only
be.
hope.
And you'll leave and make your way back to Thornfield's Rest. And you're able to pick up a room for the night, if you guys so wish. Or what are you doing?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
Is the town big enough to have like a shop? Like a proper shop?
You
General store kind of thing?
you'd been to one of them before.
Iron Clasps Emporium.
Oh, good note taking. I appreciate it.
There we go. I wanted to buy some rope if they had any.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something they would have?
Yep. So we can say you're able to buy some rope. If there's anything else, you can say it as well. But rope from them would be, where is it? A gold piece for 50 foot of hempen rope.
So,
I have rope.
just... No, but I want a rope.
Can you give rope to me?
Yeah. How much you want?
No, you gave rope to me last
I
session,
have-
I think.
I have more rope.
You have more rope.
I have 40 feet of rope.
Okay. I guess you had a lot then.
How do I add it?
Search for rope.
Yeah, no, I've done that, but how do I just drag it in?
Drag it
drag
in.
it into
Yeah.
your inventory.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
It's,
put the hempen
it's
on.
like 5 p.m. now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are closing
Um,
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoff a stew, go to my room, and then craft the whippet. Well, I'm going to attempt to craft the whippet stone using that chain that we got.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Well, half of the chain because it's 10 foot, so 5 foot each. Well, you say go for it. Is it any different using chain?
Yeah, DC is going to be higher.
Okay, I just rolled a dexterity check.
Yes.
I got some perishable rations that need eating.
Scoff them up. Yeah, that's successful. And so let me just double check my notes. Yeah, this with a 15 and using the iron, it'll make a whippet stone. Yeah, with just a 15, it would just make a whippet stone, but it'll be like a reusable one.
Okay,
There's a chance, like on like a bad roll, that it will break.
gotcha.
God, why is it so hot in my apartment? I am burning alive. Luckily, I have a fan under my desk. There we go. Cool. Any other crafting you want to attempt to do?
No, the crafting. I would like to confirm that 11 shiny polished stones plus 2 I have. Is that plus 2 to hit or plus 2 damage as well?
It was just to hit. Those are the ones that were found in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So they're ammunition.
Lizard sucked stones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but before I sleep, I'm going to drink my water skin filled with Dreamflow water.
Okay.
See what happens.
Yeah.
I'll give 2 people perishable fishy rations if somebody needs a ration.
I'll have a fishy ration.
I ate a stew, but it's what, like 5 copper or something.
Yeah.
Fishy rations sound good. Do they smell fishy?
So yeah, the
Oh,
stew. Actually, well, the stew is like, 1 copper. It's not the best.
Whatever.
Room per night is for this one was 10 copper.
Is that each, or are we sharing a room?
Just overall, you're just one big room. This is not a very good establishment for staying in. It's more of just like a drinking place. They don't have that many visitors, so it's not really built for that. But they have got like an area which they can allow you to stay in, essentially.
I'll give someone else a ration, and I'll feed the pigs some non-perishable rations as well.
Okay, cool. And then if you just eat all those up, take off any copper, and go to bed. You can all have a long rest and get all those missing HP points back.
I use one of my perishable rations for that.
Cool.
You can have another one from me, Malachi.
Oh, thank you.
The 3 go into it.
And just obviously for you, Fiddle, keep in mind Otto takes a ration as well.
Oh yeah.
And you guys have got potential, 4 or 5 days worth of travel as well, and you'll need to eat each day. With the use of Figgle, you might be able to get some food along the way. Yeah.
Did anything happen when I slept?
I was going to ask you if you could roll a wisdom saving throw for me. You don't shit yourself. Reference to something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You are tossing and turning, and you remember, like, when you wake up, like, for like a moment, you have like clarity of like, oh, I had this dream, and it's, I don't know, like, how often people sort of experience it. Like, you've had like really vivid dream, you wake up, it's there, and then like it just it fades away very quickly. It's kind of in this situation where you had like a moment of like seeing the big dome around Thistledale, and just the sound of laughter and celebrations emanating from it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Like, that is the main sort of thing that sticks out from the dream. Apart from that, it was as if you were like a deer running through a forest at some point, being chased by a wolf.
Okay.
A familiar coloured wolf. Yeah, you wake up. That happens, and you guys are able to have breakfast, get ready for the day. You've got your boars, you've got Otto. What are you doing? Just change the music, really.
Yeah. Did I get through the night without any
Yes,
interruption?
but the mark on your hand is still
Yeah.
painful and hurts.
So Hal didn't tie me up then in the middle of the night.
I mean, whatever you two want to get up to, like, probably not the best to do that in like a public space, but hey, like, you know what? You do you.
Good to know. Good to know.
Actually, I'll try this on. And in the morning, that's definitely the wrong music.
The path to Sea Haven well signposted from what we saw when we entered this village. Because obviously
No.
we had that map and it was okay.
Well, so there's two things on that. These are all too fucking busy. What about this? Don't know. I like this anyway. It's a fairly nice atmosphere in the morning. You guys sort of sitting around a table, morning drinks, morning ales, whatever it may be, chilling and relaxing, and getting ready to go out. You know that there was another path that you had that wasn't marked on your map originally. That is more of a direct route towards Sea Haven, because it wouldn't make any sense for them to go back towards like that road you came along. And so you could see when you came in that there was like another road out, but it's not like it's a path. It's a walkway and it doesn't look, recently well trodden or anything. So, and you guys have definitely had your minds elsewhere, but it had been mentioned a couple of times in town, I think from Matilda potentially, about the route over there. So, up to you what you want to do with that information.
Should we see if they've restocked food supplies? For I am at a loss to get to Sea Haven. I only went from here towards Thistledale.
I'll seek
Nowhere
out.
from
sorry.
that. What was that?
I'm gonna see. It's out of character. I'm gonna go seek Alara, whilst
Okay.
everyone shops for rations because I have rations.
Sure, you off go and do that. We'll get to that in a moment. What for everyone else? Well, Malachi, what are you doing?
Just if we need to get food, get some food. If we don't need to get food,
Well, you're saying you need food, right? That's what you're saying.
no, I'm saying it's something that we can get. I've got 6 days of food, and if we need to
Okay.
get more food, because it's
Yeah,
what,
you got
4 or 5 days.
pigs as well, so
Yeah, I've got enough
Yeah.
for me only.
Yeah, I have enough for me to get there, plus maybe a little extra. So in case we get lost, if we need to get more, we need to get more.
Yep. So you know that you can buy perishable fishy rations, and you can also buy non-perishable fishy rations. It's 5 silver per perishable ration. They last 5 days, and non-perishable fishy ration, 9 silver per ration, and lasts for 60 days.
Okay, I'm gonna go purchase some.
You need rations, Fiddle?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy. Just to make it easy, I'll buy 10. So 90 copper, is that?
10
silver.
non-perishable or
Non-perishable.
non-perishable. That would be 90 silver.
90 silver, okay, yeah.
I'm stocking up.
Perishable is what was it?
5
Five
silver.
each.
There's some like fish vendor or whatever that's selling it.
This is a fishy town. Like, they make their living via fish. So there's a lot of their stuff is fish. Like the stews you've been eating, fish.
Yeah. Can I ask him if I can do a deal for like 15 for a gold?
No. A gold is worth 10 silver. Each one of these rations is worth
15 for 10 gold then. I mean,
15 for 10 gold. Roll the persuasion check. As Mr. Eric is eyeing you up and down.
yeah, let's see. Persuasion. Persuasive.
Oh, let me just double check. 75 silver for 15, and you're offering 10 gold? That's way overpaying, isn't it? Because it's 7.5 gold.
It wasn't making sense to me.
Yeah, so it's 7 gold, 5 silver pieces.
Shall we say for a discount? For a 10% discount then?
It's like, sure.
65s. Make it.
I could chuck in a few. You guys have been pretty good to town, to the village. Make that 5 gold.
Is that a good deal then? I forgot.
You got 3 rations. 3 rations for free.
3 rations, lovely. How many have I got? How many rations do I get then? I've just got rid of
15.
3 gold. 5 gold?
So
Sorry,
5 gold. Get rid of 5 gold and add 15 rations.
Should I just do the rations bracket 1 day one or?
These are 5 days. So here, let me duplicate, edit. Perishable. 5 days, and you have.
I hope these aren't heavy.
15. They're decently heavy, but I cut the weight in half, so it's not as bad. There you go. They are now in your inventory.
Alright.
Cool.
I'm blind. I'm not seeing them.
They're just below rations in. Oh, I added them to your brothers. I was wondering why the sheet looked shit. Oh shit. There you go. They should be added now.
Yeah, I see him. Thanks.
Cool. Oh yeah, that just puts you below the threshold there. Cool. Everyone else got the food?
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy one perishable.
Okay. Just post these back in here, just in case you guys need that information. Just out of interest, how many did Malachi buy?
3.
Oh.
Perishable.
Yeah. Thought the other ones might be a bit too rich for your taste. Actually, you got a bunch of money now. I think.
I mean, he's not used to it.
Okay, cool. Alara. Let me just bring up my notes on her. You're able to ask around Figgle and eventually get pointed to Alara. You can approach her if you wish.
Good morning, Alara.
Good morning.
Did you hear about the news? What we did?
The burning of the commune building and the fact that there's an individual that looks around over there. Yes.
And we got the route for the ritual?
Oh, yes. My apologies. Yes, most indeed. Sorry, my mind's a bit more on the person. It's quite distracting on the brain. But yes, the routes are most useful. We'll be able to do our ritual at potentially, well, with new things, we'll potentially have to do it faster. So things are a bit stressful. How can I help you?
Well, we need to get to Sea Haven, and I was wondering how safe and quick that path is. It doesn't
Oh.
look used that often.
No, I mean we don't tend to go to Sea Haven too often ourselves. You know, some people do, but they don't leave too much of a mark along the trail. But it is marked every mile or so. You just have to follow a general sort of winding track. There's like other minor details. Have you got a map?
I don't think it's on me. I could run and get it.
We'll just say you have it. Because you
I
had an
ran and got
intention
it.
of doing this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got a map.
Let me triple check what this was you guys had, because it's in...
The map was like a T or something.
Well, it's called Bad Map. It's in the journal notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of out. Well, it is just out of proportion, but essentially, she'll draw on it and be like, I mean, this is the general route, but just keep an eye out for the markers. They should have an S on them, a red S, and be a small, wooden post.
Okay. How long does it take?
I mean, for the cart, it could take, 6-7 days, depending on how many breaks they take. For you, if you're looking you up and down, it might take a while. Unless you're riding those boars, I suppose, then it might take you like 5 days.
So it's just as long as the other route.
Other route?
Didn't we veer off to go to this village?
Yeah.
So if we went back and then went to Sea Haven.
Oh, if that's what you're asking, no.
That would take way longer.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Okay.
even.
All right.
Yeah,
fine
so
then.
essentially it'd be if you go back and like retrace your steps up past the veer and then carry it on up towards Emberforge or whatever it's called, it would take you double the time.
All right.
Okay. I think that's everything. Did you have you heard word of that traveling band?
No, apparently they went off to see the individual in the swamp, according to what Marielle was saying
Yeah.
from you guys. That's concerning.
They said they'd already been there and left by the time we got there.
Wonder where they went. Strange individuals. I don't think I've seen a few people like that before. Oh, at least they're not here anymore. Might take a while for everyone to calm down from all this drama.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get to the bottom of it, but we need to save Thistledale, so we have to head off.
Yes, good luck with that. Hopefully it doesn't spread over here. Most concerning. We're trying not to cause a panic. Well, best of luck.
Okay. Bye.
And he
Cool.
runs off.
All right.
Well, runs back to the rest.
All right. You will group up again. Would you have had the tea this morning, or would you attempt to use it later on, or would you not use it at all?
Fiddle has them all at the moment.
Uh,
Our resident druggie.
probably saved it.
I think
Don't know why
I think we shouldn't
drink.
use them yet.
Okay. Then it will be 5 days of travel, unless you guys get really fucking lost. But
Get attacked by a dragon randomly. Always the way.
yeah, could be the case. Cool. I should have done is this. And
Is it going to be forest that we're traveling through?
there will
It's
be
like a forested
patches.
path, right? Yeah.
There'll be patches of it, yeah.
Okay.
Sound of a
My-
ranger desperately trying to get value out
Yeah.
of his features.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying is yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you for the first day, you will be walking through forest, a forested area. Pretty much, like it'll count as a forest. So whatever benefits you have on that, keep them in mind. All right.
Just that difficult terrain doesn't impact our group
Oh, that will come in use.
whilst in forest.
Keep that in mind for random stuff.
A bit of favourable terrain.
Cool. Let's go to a fairly generic overview on this. You'll be walking through a little bit more of a forested area and away from those mountains towards us, essentially. Cool. So, what are you guys doing? So, guys are just going to leave town, leave the village, like, and continue on like you were when you had initially come into town.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So, just to be on date, is the 9th of Bloomtide now? 2 days after we went to the cave, right?
Do you ask?
Oh no, so
I think it'd be no.
yeah, we would know because we went to the cave on the 7th of Bloomtide. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
it's
far
the
as you
9th.
know, it's the 9th of Bloomtide.
Cool.
Cool.
I'll head up the front because I've got the map and favourable terrain.
Just to answer your question publicly, I'll type it out. The plane in which was mentioned was the Umberlands.
There we go. I keep on getting it confused.
No worries. You guys have previously heard of it once
Yep.
before, kind of, to do with the
Thump's
cape.
cloak.
Right. Lost myself there. So, we're going to be traveling, and as such, we have 3 roles in this. We have the Trailhand, Scouts, and Quartermaster. Essentially, Trailhand, leading the way, ensuring you follow the right path. With this, I would say that's got to be defaulted to Figgle. Unless you want to try and do the Scout instead.
No, I'll guide.
So, Trailhand has applicable skills to this that I'd recommend is nature or survival. Scout would be insight, investigation, nature, perception, survival. Again, with any of these, if you guys want to be creative, you can. And then Quartermaster would be medicine, survival. The Quartermaster role will essentially affect whether or not you potentially lose some rations. If you remember before, you lost 5 rations from Hal's bag or something, I think.
Because I can't roll for some reason. It's just no, I can never roll important dice.
So, up to you guys. But if you type out which one you're doing and discuss it between yourselves.
Well, I've got a 13 in medicine, so no one beats that. I can
usually just tend to help with these rolls, so I'll help whoever's lowest.
I've got +3 to investigation, so I can do that.
Do whatever's needed or helping.
So I guess was it Quartermaster you said, Tom? For the ration one?
Yeah, here. I'll just make sure it doesn't show to them. Submit. Has that popped up for you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, if you just type in the confirmed ones. Cool.
Al.
And who?
Helping Al.
Okay. And what are you doing, Fiddle?
Just help anyone.
Who?
Pick one.
Figgle.
Okay. Right. So, you guys are going to be making your way along. First day travel will be through forest. Can I have first off the scout roll?
Yes, you can.
So that'd be just a check of one of the applicable skills, or you can come up with something as relevant.
Ooh, that is not a good roll.
And Oscar, if you could roll with advantage for Trailhand. Oh, I thought that was really bad there. Okay, 20, fucking sick. Okay. And then Quartermaster with advantage as well. This roll's coming in clutch. Okay.
Good roll.
I'm too distracted by my burning palm.
Still burning. Can you roll a one? Wait. Yeah, could you roll a 1d20 for me, please, Mr. James?
Damn.
Not 20. Is that good?
20 mushroom beans. You accidentally put your hand on them.
Suddenly dragon.
Uh,
But dragons aren't real.
Dragons are real.
20 wyverns, just to spice it up.
Okay, there we go.
Just everywhere I see is just Crix just laughing at me.
I think you'd probably like it if 20 Quixes spawn.
Not really, they're wearing my sister's face.
So, as you're walking along, and you're the one, Malachi, keeping an eye out for everything as you go through. You know what? This is the wrong music again. I'm really bad on this today. Trying to keep an eye out for things, kind of flashbacks to like a big cat, potentially being on the prowl. So you're specifically just looking for that cat, and like telling everyone like, watch out, there could be some big game around. The elusive jaguar. And whilst you're busy talking about that, we've got Hal and Theo looking after everyone in regards to making sure you're fed, you're drinking, in general, like you're taking care of yourself and you're walking, and you're not like going to screw up your like posture and stuff whilst you're going, and doing a fantastic job at it as well. It's like it's a really good like helping hands to the whole group in that regards. And as for Figgle and Fiddle darting in and around the forest and sort of keeping track and being able to follow this trail to a T, but being overly focused on their job, what they miss is an individual standing in the middle of the road. And
Can I,
Fiddle,
as a natural explorer, I just want to mention this. When I'm engaging in activity such as navigating, I remain alert to danger. So
yeah.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, but good point to have. Always bring that stuff up. Figgle, sorry, you bloody names. The Bottom brothers, specifically Figgle, is able to spot a fairly elderly-looking man covered from head to toe in leaves and mushrooms, and he's just bumbling around in the side of like the path. What do you do?
Okay. I shout at him as he's a bit further ahead.
I couldn't hear anything you said though.
Okay, well I shouted hello.
Gotta love that game cutting you off.
Yeah, this he like straightens up, and by straighten up I mean he goes from like bent over like this to like slightly up. It's like, oh,
What are you doing? What are you doing out here?
Like looking up at the trees. Are you a tree spirit?
He's crazy. Move on. Keep going.
I'm most certainly not crazy.
I walk past him.
Come on, Fiddle.
He just doesn't notice.
Okay,
He is.
keep walking.
There's like a musky smell that emanates from him, and he is just covered in mushrooms, like his body, like growing out of his flesh and stuff.
You know, like when you're walking in a big city and these guys like come up like, oh, do you want to donate, blah blah blah. or like they
Just
try and
keep
hand you like a, and you just keep walking, ignore them. Like that's what Fickle's done right here.
Okay.
And I ask everyone else to do the same. We'll see what happens.
We're doing that, and then we're just talking together, pretending not to notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is everyone else ignoring him?
Hal just, as he walks by, just goes, "Peace to you, friend," and just continues.
Oh, a new voice. Oh, wait. I can't speak to trees. Who was that? And they like turn around, but you guys like walking off.
I'm just, I'm just gonna like stand and stare at his face.
Oh, for God's sake.
Trying desperately to get an encounter.
Hello?
And like wave in front of him.
Are you there? I can
No,
hear
no.
something. What?
He's a real thing, not a fake thing, not a spirit.
Who's
Or
a real thing?
yeah, no, he's lost.
Hal, grab him! Come on, we ain't got time for this.
I imagine
Oh,
the boars are just like fucking snuffling at this guy because he made a mushroom. So Theo's just like pulling the boars away.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Oh, make
"Come on,
a
leave him.
make a
Hi,
strength
mushroom
check
man.
Oh god.
contested
No, the
with.
boars are gonna eat him.
So is this guy like obviously blind, or
Make an insight check.
12 on my strength.
well,
Which...
dear.
Not got a clue.
He's crazy now. Move on.
see, he's a psycho. Just get away, get away.
Like he seems super fucking dangerous. Should be careful. Which boar are you riding, Theo?
I ride Perry, right?
Okay.
I ride Perry.
Can you make a strength check for him, please?
Oh, for Perry, yeah, sure. I don't even. How do I get access to their sheets again?
It's in the pets folder. Within the players
Pets?
folder. So you have players, and then
Oh,
within
yeah,
there,
yeah,
there's an embedded one.
Yep. No, the goddamn boar's stronger than me. No, it's
Hey!
not.
Back to back
Double
natural
ones!
ones.
Let's go.
Can you re-roll
Actually
that, please?
good.
I'll use my point of inspiration.
Oh, you
Oh.
bastard!
Come on, Perry, do it for me.
Oh, fuck
You-
You're like pulling him back, but he's having none of it. These could be fucking truffles, and the boar pulls you ever closer as you're trying to like rein it back. But Perry's just having nothing. He's like, and starts like biting off these shrooms, and you hear this. Oh bloody hell! Ow! Fuck me! What? Who was that? Ow!
I'm pulling out a ration and I'm teasing Perry with it to get off this man and carry on moving.
This man flings his foot around, trying to defend himself from this attack.
Oh no, if he hurts Perry, I'm gonna be forced to murder this man.
He hits like Perry in the face, like with his swinging foot, and there's like a oof. Perry takes 1 point of damage,
Oh, that's okay.
and like lets out like a squeal and just carries on trying to eat these shrooms, as it were.
I'm stuffing a ration in its face.
Can you make a wisdom saving? A Constitution saving throw for me, please, Theo, with advantage.
From the boar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wisdom save with advantage. Yeah. Saving throw advantage.
Okay, cool. He's not affected directly by the shrooms he was eating, but the man is screaming like in agony, like, "What is that? Not again! Is it a boar?"
Don't worry about him. They'll get him away. It's fine.
Oh, there is people there. I'm not mad.
Yeah. No. What are you doing out here?
I'm looking for I'm a herbalist. I'm looking for some stuff. for some, well, blue-tipped mushrooms to help with some ointment for my feet. But I can't find them.
Guys, come on, we ain't got time for this.
Make a yeah, sorry. Yeah, what are you doing there?
I'd just leave him. I'm not getting sidetracked by this bullshit. Fuck you and your mushroom feet.
Okay, yeah, you leave.
Yeah, I think it's just probably overly polite. Like, I'm terribly sorry, but we do have to get going. Good luck with your mushrooms and your feet, though. I do hope you find them. But he's just pulling the Perry away, like, come on, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and you can see in like some of the spots there are just like actual wounds where these mushrooms have been ripped out. Like Perry was physically hurting. Okay, cool. You guys carry on.
Just as we're walking, like 5 minutes after the encounter, I just go to Hal. I'm like, I'm surprised you left a man suffering so much. You just left him there.
What would I do?
Anything you can. Isn't that what you do? And then I'll just walk on ahead.
No.
Oh, look at me! I can be petty too.
You're a bad follower.
Throw shade on me, I'll throw shade back. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you carry on. You're able to set up camp for the night. Nothing happens during the night. It's fairly chill, fairly good. No mushroom man coming out and biting your toes off. Tonight, anyway.
I have to reclaim my mushrooms.
No promise about the future nights. Who knows? The individual who is gone. Who knows? What could have happened there? Cool. Next day, let's start speeding through this here a little bit. Are we going to go for the same roles in that day? Is anyone going to do anything during the night?
I shall offer prayers to Somnia.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Make 2 rolls to see how many. Well, do 1 roll for when you were at the tavern the night before, to see how many stress points you lose.
Oh yeah.
Because you have 2.
Yeah, 1d4.
Okay, and then for the second night.
I'm cleared.
Yeah, it was impossible not to be. Cool. Awesome.
Tom,
Yep.
You know the corrosive gland I got from the river fiend? Did I ever figure out what it does?
No.
So could I spend my downtime studying it? Like trying to discern?
Yeah, yeah, just an important like difference as well. Like, this wouldn't be downtime. Like, downtime is like an extended period of time, but this would be like
not doing anything.
Yeah, but this you can do that during like a long rest as well.
Spend like half an hour tonight.
Yeah, sure. So what are you trying to discern from it here?
Well, because this gland thing produces some kind of acid, right? And I want to understand what the acid does.
Okay.
So maybe I'll test it on, like, I'll take a little bit of like meat from the food, like a bit of the fish, and put some acid on it or something.
Do you have any alchemy tools?
Yes, I have an alchemist kit.
An alchemist? You do actually have an alchemist kit.
Yeah, I've got alchemist supplies and a herbalism kit. Oh no, they're proficiencies. I might not actually have them.
Then yeah, no. Like, actual alchemy kit and stuff is fairly expensive.
Yeah, I don't think I'll start with this, right?
Yeah, and comes with different levels. So that's something you'll need to get on later on. But if you can make a... well, first off, so there'll be multiple rolls on this. So if you do a medicine check for me, first of all. Okay. And then I would say, for specifically what you're doing, if you could make an alchemy check for me. The first ever alchemy roll, technically.
Wow.
Okay. It's fine. Honestly, the medicine one was far more important in this scenario because it's about working out how to gain access temporarily to the acid within the gland. and then the alchemy side was more of the understanding of what is potentially happening as you try to drip some of it on some meat, as it were, in which when you do so, it just burns it away, essentially just eats away at this flesh. It seems whatever this acid is, it's very particular to flesh. Even with a low 8 roll, you get the idea you don't want to fucking touch this on your skin. But that's all you get out of an 8.
I'll put it back in the box. No,
Yeah, you're able to
tie
like
the box up.
wrap up the one of the ducks successfully, and put it back in the box. What's in the box? And yeah, put it away. Is anyone else doing anything?
No, not through the night, I don't think.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you get up, eat your food. So make sure to remove reduced
Food.
food.
Yep.
Malachi, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Absolutely. For you, always. Let me just open up my character sheet.
Let's go make sure I mark this off.
Come along, character sheet, where are you?
Can't believe you just abandoned the poor old man.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
that mushroom
interesting.
boy.
That is very interesting.
What's that?
The quick actions, like the inventory and all that, are still for Thad, even though I've released him.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the
it's
same
the
for me.
same.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how to change.
Just
this,
go on
so
your
it's
sheet.
off.
So what I'm looking for, is there a bind for that?
On your sheet, you just go to the players.
Ah,
on the top
press
right.
press C.
Oh,
and
see,
you'll do it.
yeah, and see, yeah.
There we go.
I
Was it
don't
wisdom
have that,
save?
so. Yes.
13, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
Your dreams are not pleasant. You are just over and over again seeing the same moment in your life of your mum walking into the pond with your father and the following events that ensued. It's just over and over again. You'd wake up a bit in sweats, go back, wake up in sweats, go back to sleep. You don't suffer from it, but it's definitely not like a great night's sleep.
Yeah.
Not good memories.
Times.
Yeah.
Not good times.
Cool. Right, let's get these rolls underway. So if I could have Malachi, if you could roll a roll for the scout check, which would be either insight, investigation, nature, perception, or survival. If you just do a base roll.
There we go. That's better.
Very good. Trail hand, if I could have Figgle do it with advantage for survival. You are still in forest at the moment. And can I have the quartermasters? So just one from Mr. Howe. Ooh. Yep, okay. 15. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mediocre.
Honestly, like a fantastic set of rolls here. Can I have let's say Fiddle, if you could roll a 1d20 for me, please.
Okay.
Oh, that one's already done. Oh, Mr. 9. During the day, fairly uneventful as far as anything goes. Looking out for potential items. Let me double check. Has anyone redeemed random items stuff? No. Okay. as you're going along the roads, the path, which is barely a path, but thanks to Figgle being able to find his way along with you guys fairly easily, you're going to be able to make good time on this. You'll essentially gain an extra half a day with the amount of successes you've just had on this. And Fiddle, one of the things you come across while sort of helping Figgle on sort of keeping an eye out on the trail and such, off to the side of the road, you spot a so stupid a circle of mushrooms.
All right.
And you know that there's old superstitions that claim that those that dance within it during a full moon gain good luck.
Okay.
Very suspicious.
And what phase
Full
of the moon are we in?
Yeah.
What a coinky dink.
Wait. So that's been. I need to change day so you guys gone. By your estimation, oh, why is it hours? Fuck off. Day. Funnily enough, you are 10. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're 7 days away from the next full moon.
We camp out.
For a whole week.
Yeah.
No.
You know, these are fairly rare to come across. Maybe that's the plan.
But that's how I get my downtime.
There you go.
It's a master plan, right?
Yeah, let me remind you of a giant dome that spawns shadow beings and it's ever getting larger.
You can wait.
Yeah,
That's your hometown you're talking about.
Maybe we can beat the Golden
Whatever.
Dome with some mushroom luck.
Hometown, schmoetown.
Plenty more homes in the sea. You know?
Who knows? Maybe you could get in something fucking sick out of that. Maybe you'll get another group wish. What wonderful things you could do with that wish.
Oh, yeah. First one
That'd be
went very
amazing.
I want to get rid of the dome from Thistledale. Gets rid of from Thistledale, goes on to like Willow's Edge.
We're doing that.
We're carrying on.
Yeah, let's camp out for a week with.
Come
5 days of
on!
mushrooms.
Yeah, we don't have enough food to stay.
You're next
I
to a
could
town.
probably
You can
find
buy
food.
more.
Yeah, you've got a very good arranger, to be fair.
Under the town, like 2 minutes away.
2 minutes
Couple
away.
Days.
2 days away.
Yeah.
2 days away. 2 minutes.
2.5
away, same
days.
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
2.5.
Keep it going.
All right.
Can you fiddle him? He can stay.
Is there another role to do?
No, you guys set camp. Anyone going to be doing overnight?
Well, I mean, some of us will watch throughout the night, right?
Okay, who's keeping watch?
Okay, I'll keep watch for the first turn.
Well volunteered.
Yeah. I'll be second.
Cool. Just do 2 rolls. See how they do.
All right. Acrobatics, yeah.
You can. I mean, it won't be that effective. You
He's just
guys are
doing
like getting
cartwheels and-
all your throats are slit, and Figgle's there just doing flips. Woo! Woo!
Just cartwheels himself off the cliff.
Look at me go!
Oh, no, that's not good.
Luckily, you're in the middle of nowhere, and this time in the middle of nowhere, nothing is going to be disturbing you during the night. You made some good rolls, and nothing seems to be. So we start on the next day, remove your rations, and we move on. So, Malachi, if you could roll a insight, investigation, nature, perception, or survival check as the scouts. Ooh.
Oh,
You need to
I am-
stop rolling, brother.
I am too
Good
preoccupied.
to know.
I haven't seen anything all day.
Trailhand, Mr. Figgle, if you could roll.
Oh, it's nice when you have someone helping you and you have advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I rolled a 2 last time.
This is not going to be through a forested area on this patch, this day's worth of travel. So keep that in mind. Quartermaster, let's get that roll going. Medicine or survival, or something else. If you want to say there's like an insight roll into this, like if you feel that there's another thing, you can as well.
Can I athletically feed people?
No.
Can I?
Oh,
wait,
I say you
if I'm
can. If you want to do that, you can. But I will be
it's two
changing
rolls.
things up.
DC +5.
If you give me 2 rolls for that for some reason.
Oh, hear me out. If I'm doing posture checks, I'm gonna need to travel up and down the group all day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what?
So
I
we
will
do
allow
that,
that.
athletics.
Make an athletics check for me. Yeah, no, I'll allow it. I love the creativity.
Look at that.
Sick.
Wow.
Very
plus-
nice.
A little athletic posture check.
I think
Theo,
I
can you roll a
encourage you
1d20 for me, please?
It's strength.
Yep. That's
Another
a
9. There's a mushroom circle.
So, what you come across is... Oh,
That's weird to see another one.
it's the same mushroom round, but he's in front of you.
We've got it in a circle.
Shit.
Technically, it's only a 6-day wait now. So
Oh wow, it's more feasible.
yeah.
Well, that was the
It's like go math, right? We're -1 ration, but we're also 1 day closer, so it equals out.
No, I mean, yeah, you guys are making your way along the path. Nothing seems to happen, but you all know, as players, in the back of your head, you guys have missed something here. But you'll maybe never know. Natural ones will do that for you. And the day is fairly uneventful. You see some wildlife passing, trees rustling, some cheeky raccoons waiting and staring at Hal's backpack. But you're able to just, carry on through the day. You're making your way through fields and along through small corpses of trees, but no real big forest, until you end up meeting back up into a forested area. You had to skirt around the side of like a decent-sized hill up. That goes up quite high, and it was the path most obviously goes round the other way and seems to be a quicker route. So you make decent time. But yeah, that natural 1. That's unfortunate. Well, guess
Yeah,
we'll
we
never
missed the green hag.
know. And yeah, you
Spotted hag next time.
set up camp. Can I get 2 perception rolls from people, please? From
I'll do 1.
2 individuals.
Do the other.
Yeah. I should have done that.
Okay.
There's bears, Hal.
Do you take your armor off?
I also leave my weapon behind
I'm fully naked.
and my holy symbol, so I can't cast sanctuary.
No, keep an eye on watch. You're sort of on the edge of the forest, waiting to sort of delve in deeper. It was it was pitch dark as you were kind of coming towards the end of it, and you found like a decent setup just to sort of set up a small camp. It's a little bit drizzly throughout the night. You guys get a little bit damp. Definitely getting tiresome marching along towards Sea Haven, but you take a decent amount of downtime. You're traveling for 8 hours a day, and sort of like resting and eating throughout all like the other hours. You eat your food, and then you carry on. It's the same old, same old. You've got a day and a half left out of this. So if we can have the same rolls again, scouts first, please. Make sure you
Don't
eat your food.
be bad. Oh,
You
you
need to stop.
Back to back.
back to back. Crazy.
Get this man a new dice, please.
Yeah, give this man some help.
Oh my
Right.
god.
This time I'm going to wisely posture check people.
Oh, so what? Oh, what the
A
hell?
1 and a 20.
No, imagine having help and getting advantage and not rolling
I
the
think-
1.
Now the 20 was first.
Yeah, it was, but
Tony was first.
fucking yeah, 1 and a
They cancel
20.
each other out, right? That's how it works.
No, it's oh what mine can't. Yeah,
I mean,
mine-
the one. Yeah.
Nah, because you have advantage on this.
Yeah, yeah. It's because I go. Malachi's not paying attention. I walk up to him, and I say, "Chin up, soldier." Posture check him, and then suddenly his eyes go from pointing at the floor, and he realizes actually he's doing harm to his spine, to his neck. So suddenly he's looking up.
He's been aiming at the floor the whole
Yeah,
time.
this whole time.
Not a head level.
He's been hunched over, looking at where his feet are going. You know when you're walking up, you're a little bit uncertain on the terrain you're walking on, so you look at your feet.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
understand.
like when
walking
you're
like
when
a
you're at land and you look at floor. What?
Yeah.
What?
And then, but when you're on a pavement, you're always looking ahead.
Yeah.
I've posture
Unless
checked
you're
him and
worried
I was
about
looking
cracks and you don't want to break your mother's back.
Well, at least Malachi doesn't have that issue. Can I get a 1d20 from Figgle, please?
Okay.
Too mean, Tom. Too mean.
Too soon.
8,
What?
not a 9, an 8.
It's 15 years later.
at. So there's one less mushroom.
8. Okay. So you Malachi is too deep in his own thought and staring at the ground, doing a terrible job so far. But to be fair, like, he's had a fairly difficult time recently. Like, his mind is probably elsewhere. Should he be the one in charge of scouting? Who knows? But I would say in this front, you come across a warning sign along the road, and this would, I mean, the people in the bayou, it would just, yeah, be Figgle, sort of keep an eye on where to go. And you see another post, and you're like, it's a different shape. It's like one of those box standard wooden board across, hammered down into the ground, and you have to go around the other side of it, like away from, like, you have to look at it back the way you're coming from. And it's a warning sign. You encounter a sign that essentially says warning, spelt with no G, and like the calligraphy or whatever, it's terrible work on here, especially compared to Malachi's masterpieces he made for the Warnings of Thistledale. It says, warning, do not travel this way. If you do, you will be robbed.
Okay. Is there a different way to go?
So that's like you're coming.
Oh, that's
along
on the way
this-
back.
and it's on the way back. So you've just, yeah.
We've walked through the robbed area, basically.
Yes.
Mushroom Man is not as crazy as he seemed. Yeah, all right, we'll carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, that, like, honestly, that's it for it. Unfortunately. Nothing, again, too special happens. Is any, like, conversations happening whilst you guys are traveling? You're now coming towards the end of your final day of travel. You still got half a day of travel the next day, but any sort of conversations that you guys feel that need to happen?
Nothing important. Nothing important. Theo's probably talking about being excited about finally getting to go to the pig racing.
Yeah.
I imagine it's Theo.
And competing.
With jokes.
When Theo's talking about the boar races and, like, going into detail about it and stuff, what kind of things would Hal be thinking about?
I imagine he'd be a bit bored.
Well, what would he be thinking? Like, would he?
I don't know. I don't really think he'd care. But in terms of, like, does he think it's wrong?
Well, you're saying you think you'd be a bit bored. Would you be like? Would he be saying anything about himself? Would he just be thinking of something completely different?
I'd be zoned out. Truthfully, I've spent, like, all of these days constantly posture checking Malachi just to annoy him. Like, every 30 minutes, just he slumped over again.
Yeah. So Theo, you're, like, deep in conversation, you think, with Hal, talking to him about the different intricacies of the boar race and the history, the fact that it's been around for hundreds of years, And you swear he's just changed subject and is talking about Malachi and that he needs to make sure Malachi is postured correctly. And then, how would you react to that as you sort of like hear this? And it doesn't sound the same.
I think Theo's so used to just being ignored and shit in the village that he just carries on speaking anyway.
Cool. And you guys carry on. Posture checking Malachi and all. And you guys are eventually going to come towards the end of the woods. And you can see in the distance, like quite far away, through sort of like a valley. Well, you actually join onto the main sort of like travel fair into Sea Haven. And in the far distance, you see like a cart or something going along the road. And it's even that's still like far off from it. And in the very far distance, you can kind of make out the sea and also a fairly large set of walls that you can even see from this distance, but still very far away. And it's now actually, would you have seen them? Yeah, you see the lights from that distance. I guess the torchlight and stuff coming off it from very far away, just in the distance, like a bit of a blink. And you don't see the sea, but you can hear the seagulls around you. And you guys need to set up camp because you are fucking exhausted. Can I have a perception check from 2 people?
I will not perception check tonight.
I'll do it.
Last time.
Maybe Malachi should, like get those natural ones out.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
I'm gonna craft another stone, a whippet stone though, with my last chain.
Go for it.
Last 5 feet of chain.
I was also going to say, I imagine the one thing that Hal and Theo do actually properly talk about is the correct way to cook the fish.
Mm.
Oh.
Where they've got 'em on.
Shit. So this would be one of the chains with a +1 on it.
Okay.
One of the chain whippets.
But it's a reusable one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've got like 7 different types of ammunition at this point.
Yeah.
Let's stop making more. Let's stop making.
No, I love it. I love it. I've got options.
Yeah, there's quite a few different things you do. Get creative. Yeah, nothing happens during the night. Yeah, no. Let me roll. Cool. Yeah, night passes. You wake up. Honestly, it's just fairly peaceful. And given the sort of like fairly heavy and stressful time you guys have been having, and even on the way to Willow's Edge, it was far more stressful on that front. You got attacked by shitty bandits. You all took part in the Stankfoot investigation. There's just you got mugged essentially by some raccoons. You did find a nice stool though, which I assume you guys have got with you.
Oh yeah, I get set up every night.
Love it.
Is when we're cooking together, he's on this nice stool and I'm just sat in the dirt.
Just sat in your pack.
You're just that or like squatting.
Yeah, nailed down. I still have my helmet. Actually, I use my helmet as a stool.
Yeah.
It's rounded, so it wouldn't have too much.
That actually sitting on a rounded helmet is actually kind of comfy.
Yeah, so you're able to rest up fairly well, and it's going to be the final day of travel here. If I could have a roll from everyone with advantage, including Scout.
Oh, come on, double natural one.
Eat
Double
your
natural
rations,
ones.
people.
Double
You
natural
have to do
ones.
it, don't
Oh yeah, eat your ass.
Just as bad.
A roll for what?
You don't. It's
That's
just
safe for me.
3
That's
people. Jesus Christ, James. Malachi, fucking. What is it? A 2 and
Dice
a.
give it.
Well, they haven't given anything. They've just taken
4 and a 2.
4 and a 2. Hey, I'll tell you
Let's
what.
take us, then let's take us some more.
These rolls now are honestly half decent. It's okay. Can I have a 1d20 from Who hasn't done one of these yet?
I've done one.
I've done one,
Same.
I think.
Figgle's done one. There should be one person missing.
Have
I thought I
done
did one. I don't know.
How, if you could roll a 1d20 for me, please.
Give me like 6.
Oh,
Nice.
6.
big number.
I wanted a 6. So it's multiple.
You see a woman covered in leaves and mushrooms.
Like, you see a man coming.
It's just 3 leaves this time.
This is
Evidence.
sister.
It's actually just him.
He was blind. She's deaf.
Yeah, okay, nothing. Due to the fact that you're now on like the straight to the place, nothing comes of it on that roll that you did. So again, it's actually just like a fairly decent walk in towards Sea Haven here, in which I don't have an image for yet, which is fine because we'll show that at the start of next stream. But I don't think any of you would have been to Sea Haven, if I'm right in saying, because none of you have, like, you've all had like super difficult, or if you had, it would have been when you were kids, a long time ago. Either way, to the point where this would have just been like a distant memory or not a memory at all. And as you're coming across this very large settlement, bigger than anything you've sort of seen before, it's got fairly large wooden palisade sort of walls, tall, like as tall and taller than pretty much any building in the whole of Thistledale, with watchtowers up, with people on them as well. There's not a queue going into it, but there is a cart out front of it currently just pushing on through the gates, which have been swung open to let them in, and there's like one guard out front who seems to have finished checking through them, and they've entered on in. There's no, like, there's a signpost like further back, like Sea Haven, like 2 miles ahead, as if you actually need it, but there's no like big like Sea Haven or welcome to Sea Haven. It is just an outside of this town. There seems to be some farming area off towards the north sort of side of it, and some people sort of traveling around to it, to that sort of like area outside of the main walls. And you can hear some aspects of the ocean in the distance, which is along the Cerulean coast, essentially where this town is based. And yeah, you guys walk up towards the gate. Is there anything you guys are saying as you're approaching?
What day is it?
It would be...
Do we have time to get back to the mushrooms?
Let's say...
I think
halfway through, it's the 13th that you think, anyway. You think what?
I was just going to say, I think we should leave the spectacle of Sea Haven for next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, we
But
might actually finish.
we've made it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have... Is there any conversations you are going to be
Oh my
having?
god, I've made it!
No, I think Hal's in a little bit of awe about the size relative to Thistledale.
Yeah,
It
this is
will
like...
be the same,
Yeah.
but we're not inside yet.
No.
So it's not hitting
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like, you're on the outside, and it is definitely fucking impressive. Like, again, like, this is the big town to go to.
So it's like a
one of
fallout
them.
coming out of the vault situation.
Similar, yeah. Like, you guys are from, like, bumblefuck villages. Like,
I mean, Malachi would be impressed if he was paying attention, but he's just too self-absorbed right now.
Too busy rolling ones.
Yeah.
you're like too busy focused on trying to get your posture right that you're getting it wrong.
He didn't even care about his posture. He's just too busy with his brain being absorbed.
Indeed. All right. And there we have it. You guys have nearly made it to Sea Haven. See if you make it inside, or if you get kicked out and turned away. Who knows?
No.
Maybe they want nothing to do with you, you village scum. No, but yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys are going to do there. There's quite a few interesting things. You guys have a number of potential options, as it were. You've got the ball racing. You've got the ointment to potentially try and look for. Hopefully you guys have got notes down about that. And you've got the temple of Helia as well. And
There's a place I wanted to visit, wasn't there?
which one was that?
There was one of the there was isn't there a temple to Durandal in Sea Haven? Or am I thinking of a different place?
That there is, but there's also the main temple is for Helia in this Sea Haven.
I think it was. I want to say Marielle mentioned the one that was in Sea Haven.
Yeah, that was Helia specifically, as to go and ask them more questions.
Oh right, it was the Helia temple. Yeah, I just remembered I need to go to a temple.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, awesome. We are going to be finishing things up on time. Actually, technically, slightly early, which is unacceptable. So maybe we'll just sit around talking for another 7 minutes. No,
I'm
we
getting
won't.
straight in bed, mate. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty exhausted.
I'm tired.
But pretty fun session. Obviously, you know, we had the whole Malachi shebang on that front, which, you know, has probably put on more questions and didn't actually provide any solutions, or solutions that you were willing to take. You potentially could have just gone to Umberland and could have been it. You could have been gone.
Yeah, we could have had a coin hopping campaign.
You did say you had another character ready, so...
yeah, it's not his time yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd gone to Umberland and everyone else hadn't, that would have been
yeah.
peace out.
Screw you guys, I'm going to Umberland.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you head back, you visit the Circle of Mushrooms, and then you carry on back to the hag. What did everyone make of Crix?
Very cool.
It was very good.
Yeah, she rolled her DC saves pretty well, I'm not gonna lie.
She's a interesting character.
I was half expecting a fight to break out the whole time.
Yeah.
I was.
I had the impression that we wouldn't win, so I was like,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, so did I, which is kind of why I was like, how much can I insult this person without them killing me?
Yeah, no. I enjoyed the little word battle we had. A little to and from, insult, tit for tat.
Oh.
You do seriously sort out your posture there.
Yeah, she definitely has a decent amount of patience, which is a good thing, because any other individual like them getting shit talked by you guys might have just been like, yeah, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I would have been one of those fucks.
But because of who she is, or who they are, sorry, they're, you know, intrigued, interested, and like I said, hearing what you guys have got to say, being people who don't live all too long aside from the gnomes, definitely interesting. All right, cool. That's where we'll wrap it up. We'll allow everyone go to bed. I am tired, and I want to go relax. Probably hang out in here for a bit, chat talking. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We'll see you then for episode 10, Sea Haven.
Don't forget to pay out the prediction, Tom, because I cannot do that.
Oh yeah, I will do that. It's
the
a
nose
no.
one.
So someone.
Give me your money.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll do that
Here's all
now.
my points.
Let's do that now, and let's see how many
It's a
points
big
get given
win
out.
for James, I think.
Choose outcome. Yes.
7k.
Jeez, that's bad.
7,276 points go to Minimus. Not bad. That's including your own 800, so you won 6.5k.
So here's a question: can I request law drops?
No.
Oh, why not? But there's questions I want answered.
I'm sure there is. Well, I tell you what, if there's non-campaign related, then you can put them in, and I may decline them or I may not.
No, I mean it's a one shot really. I'm
Hey,
curious about what that giant skelly bob was.
Oh yeah, no, you won't get that.
Oh, okay, good to know.
It was Erbos, right?
Yeah, it was. Or connected to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Erbos itself.
Yeah. I still notice that your name was so fucking similar to his.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Paid out, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 10, campaign 1, which will be Sea Haven. What's going on? Potentially some boar racing, potentially some shenanigans and temples. Maybe we're going to get Heist 2.0 from Fiddlebottom. Maybe he wants to steal some shit from the mayor. But either way, we love you. We'll leave you, and we'll see you guys soon.